Yo, what's happening, people? You're listening to the Wresthings podcast, the Kenny Omega approved podcast. If you like what you're hearing, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. And yeah, you already know this podcast is by the Mandem, for the Mandem. Bow!
Mandem, no introduction. I feel like there's so much to cover today. Like, Wrestling Podcast, episode 136.
Make some noise.
Last week was a very eventful week. We had, do you know what it is? It's the point where I feel like I watched way too much wrestling for my liking. We had All Out, we had Clash of the Castle, we had
Worlds Collide.
We had Rampage, we had Raw, SmackDown,
NWA. Yeah, we had the N1 victory final.
Oh,
yeah, there's a lot happening.
A lot to do. And
New Japan crowds are back cheering.
Yeah, I see the Cesaro, Suzuki footage. It's quite sick.
It's a lot of wrestling.
But
we know why you guys are here.
Yeah, we know
what you guys want us to talk about.
Yeah.
And we've got a very special guest. It's our big bro. He can introduce himself. He's the only one who's going to introduce himself.
Yeah, no intro today. It's knowledge. We just got to jump into this. What's going on, people?
Bro, what's the word? Crisis. Crisis. So
trouble in paradise.
We done a live stream, right? And we're leaving the live stream, and they all went straight on his phone watching the what do you call it? The press scrum, yeah. And me just scrum, yeah. And Del must have said, "Yo, listen to what this guy's saying." I'm not deep in what this guy's saying, and he was literally saying, "Fuck this guy, fuck that guy." I was like, "Is this like? Is he sending for Moxley or whatever?" So when I woke up next morning, yeah, my timeline was doing Locomotive, fam. The chat with the group chat I was doing Locomotive, and for me to find out that, bro, he's literally just shot on everyone, bro, like on the next level. And I think one thing that stood out to me the most of what he said, yeah, I don't know what he was trying to mean with this, but once I say this, you guys do what you want to do with this, innit? Give me your thoughts on this as well. He said, yeah, I've got a business to run. I ain't got time to be fucking these young. What does that mean, bro? What does that mean? I've got a business to run. Is he like? Do you get what I mean?
You're not a shareholder, are you?
Tell me what that means.
You haven't got no shares in the fucking company, have you? So I don't know why you're even saying that in the first place.
What does that mean, bro?
You know what? I've heard. That he's got Tony Khan's ear. Yep. And that he's had Tony Khan's ear for a while, and that when he says that he's got a business, it's kind of like when Hogan had Bischoff's ear, and it got to a point where Bischoff would tell talent to speak to Hogan. If you want it approved, speak to Hogan. Like, that's what, when Punk said that, that's immediately what I thought. If he's saying he's got a business to run, it's like, who the fuck do you think you are to say that you got a business to run when you... It's like, I work for a company, and if I said that, it shows you how protective and how safe he feels at that point in time to say such a thing. It's so absurd. But, it was such a shit show, and him and Tony Khan should be ashamed of themselves. They really should. Like, they really disgraced AEW, and they disgraced themselves, especially Punk. Fact. Like, he lost a lot of goodwill with fans, and also his co-workers. From what I understand now, his co-workers, they've turned against him. He's got his guys on his side, but they're few and far between. There's only a couple of his guys that are actually even willing to take his side anyway, but the rest of the locker room aren't feeling him, like, at all.
I just feel like CM Punk just plays victim all the time. I'm fucking tired of it. All of his career, bro. It's just so pathetic, man. I'm tired of it anyway, so I've never actually rated the guy. I've said this on so many podcasts, I've just not actually rated the guy. He thinks he's bigger than what he is, and he thinks he's bigger than wrestling, but bro, you got to be up in UFC how many times? I'm done.
Do you know what is that?
I'm tired. So I don't even mean to even relay that, but do you know what I mean? It's pathetic.
Do you know what I've gotten from all of this? My man's moved into someone else's house, rearranged their furniture, sat in their dad's chair, and said, "This is my house now, fam." He basically made himself landlord.
Basically. But, would you gonna say something?
I'm waiting for NK.
Yeah, NK, I'm waiting for you.
Fam, you hear that hand rub?
I wasn't with you on
Leave him.
Sunday.
This guy's always been supporting CM Punk.
No, bro. Listen, have you been in GC?
Well, for the past couple of days, I have not been in the GC.
Don't let NK speak.
NK's finally joined the Grill AEW, the barbecue club.
Yeah. Gas Mark 9.
Oh my God! Are you kidding me? I swear that. Hey!
NK, I want to hear what you got.
And the thing is, what I want people to understand about this barbecue club, the barbecue club is run by AEW fans. We're not the guys that dislike AEW. We love AEW. That's why we need to marinate the lamb, the chicken. What else do you marinate? The corn, the prawns, everything. We're putting it in the batter.
Sausage.
We're lighting up the coal. We're getting to gas mark 9 and we're gonna cook this shit. NK, the spatula's yours, bro.
Oh, I'm not even gonna say nothing in this podcast. Believe me, I let everyone talk because this is lovely.
Phil Brooks, CM Punk, yeah. Cool. I remember back when you were on WWE talking about you want an environment where people can come, you know, and work and, you know, express themselves creatively wrestling, right? I remember the Pipe Bomb promo, you were saying, oh, I want to go New Japan, I want to do this, cool. You fucked off. You left the industry, right? And then Mandem, like the Young Bucks, like Kenny Omega, like Adam Cole, like Cody Rhodes.
Tell them.
Were killing shit in the industry.
Yep.
These were the man living their raps. All the stuff you said you wanted to do in terms of wrestle your way, you know, put your name in the industry, these man were doing. These man built so much of a buzz to where now, cool, they sell out 10K shows and they basically help fund AEW. Man, they're like Chris Jericho as well, and obviously John Moxley later on. So cool. These man build a company by themselves with the help of Tony Khan. They build a company, company's popping. Then you get invited in. You come in, you're enjoying yourself. By the end of the day, you're riding off other people's coattails. So when you say in the press conference, I'm working with man that haven't done shit, you ain't done shit because you're the one who's been talking. These man are actually been about it. True. These man are actually living their raps. These man are actually bet on themselves. Didn't wait for no big corporation to fund them. They funded themselves and worked them way into a position where they're them guys. So when you talk about people like EVPs like the Bucks and Kenny Omega, it's like you're the cool. You may make the money. You may be the draw, rare tear. By the end of the day, from what it shows in your career, you can't bet on yourself. You can't be the guy who cool. I'm going to build something from stuff. You're always waiting for someone to give you a handout. And when things don't go your way, you sit in the corner and cry. You sit in the corner and cry and bitch. And here's the thing. AEW is supposed to be what you wanted, where everyone has freedom of expression. But the problem is, when freedom of expression happens, but it happens for things that are not in your favour, you start bitching. Because now everyone has freedom of expression. Do you know what I'm saying? You're not the only voice that matters now. Everyone else's voice that matters. So yeah, if somebody says something in a promo, cool. If somebody says something in a promo with Hangman Page, I understand why you're pissed about that. Cool. You do your little receipt on AEW, on Dynamite, cool, fair enough, you go tit for tat, fair enough. Why the fuck is that happening? Why the fuck are you still bringing it up on the press conference where the only source of information we're getting about this situation is from you?
Also to add, most of us only found out that promo was in regards to the Colt Cabana situation recently.
On Sunday.
We never would have known that was about Colt when that promo came out. I've seen it on so many different theories and AEW videos talking about Hangman's reign and that feud. It was more so like this is how the locker room's feeling, because remember we said this a few episodes ago that we felt like CM Punk was always a heel. None of us even knew that. None of us even knew this was about.
Kayfabe.
We thought it was kayfabe.
No, I said it straight.
No, we felt we said that. We feel like maybe the wrestlers have this kind of sentiment, but we didn't know it was about Colt Cabana.
Oh, okay.
When I heard the things, I went back to watch the promo that Adam Page done. In my head, I was thinking,
it's minor.
What does this have to do with Colt Cabana? This has, it doesn't seem like anything.
You advocate for workers' rights, but then there are certain like man in locker room, you're pushing certain man out, and then it was very like subtle.
Just him saying that I'm not just defending this title. I'm defending AEW from you.
Okay. Fair.
And the thing is,
like
when I watched it,
been saying.
So when I saw CM Punk's face during that promo, I was like, okay, I see that he's feeling the type of way about this, but for the most part, I never would have guessed it was about Colt.
By the end of the day, yeah, that situation can be handled backstage, even if you don't have a personal, even if you're like, cool, Tony, I don't work with Adam Page, it's unprofessional. I hear it. Perfectly fine. But then you're putting metric tons of gasoline on the fire by going on a press conference, naming man by name, and you say you talk about these men being unprofessional leaking. You're being unprofessional by literally exposing this to the media who are just speculating. Now,
just to add as well, Dave must also confirmed that Young Bucks never leaked anything to them as well.
Yeah. So that.
Do you know what I'm saying? So you're putting gas in the fire. You're naming people. You're outing people. And here's the thing about this. Before your arrival in AEW, of course, every company has its little grievances with talent. You know, big swell, whatever. But for the most part, we can assume that it was a harmonious locker room from the reports we get. Like, do you know what I'm saying? As soon as you come in, things go to shit. Now, we're adults. There are multiple sides to a story, rare to hear it. But that press conference shit, that press conference shit came out of nowhere because the Bucks have been silent. The guy you named, Hangman's been silent. Kenny's been silent. Colt Cabana's been silent. The only person that's publicly spoken on this situation outside of like a promo that could be interpreted is you. You're the one who flat out said everything. So all the backlash and all the negativity and vitriol is gonna come to you, Punk. And here's the thing. It's like AEW is exactly what you've wanted in terms of what you've said before. You wanted a work environment where, you know, you can be yourself, you can be free, you can be unrestricted.
To build younger talent.
And so on and so forth. But then you're moving like the bitter old grumpy man that, why does nobody respect me? It's like, the man them do it. Because I remember even in the thing, I know I'm going on.
No, keep going.
Talk your shit.
Because I watched the thing in depth, even in the post media scrum, yeah, he got pissed off that by interview that Hangman did, saying Hangman basically said, I don't really take advice from all the veterans.
Is that when he said he's a fuckhead?
No, that was after. Yeah. So, but he basically said, who the fuck is Hangman Page to like not take advice from veterans? Imagine if I said that to Terry Funk, right?
Yeah.
Imagine if I said that to Terry Funk, and it's like, cool. You may think Hangman's arrogant, you may think all of that, but why the fuck do we need to know? This is deep it.
That's private conversation.
Deep it. You just won the title. Talk about that.
MJF is back. Talk about
that. And then also, you even just buried MJF when he came back. Because even though I may feel something in work here that MJF for whole situation is unprofessional, and I do hear it to agree that if you think the way MJF handled is unprofessional, that's on you, that's fine. You know you're going to work an angle with this guy. Why the hell are you calling him unprofessional? And the thing is, we don't even give you grace of kayfabe because you just went on a shoot rant about Colt Cabana, who's not even in the company anymore, and the EVPs and Adam Page. It don't make no damn sense. And the thing is like, basically, you've come back. The layup was there. It was there.
Easy.
CM Punk in AEW was beloved.
Easy.
Like, there's no... I don't understand where this anger and bitterness and vitriol comes from. Because like he said, you make the most money. The crowd is cheering you. You're in your hometown. Why the hell are you thinking about Adam Page situation that happened months ago when you just won the title?
So, this is what I've listened to Solomon, so correct me if I'm wrong. If you listen to the new Solomon episode, he explains it. He says that how when the interview started, someone mentioned something about him being Colt Cabana's friend. Or someone asked.
I remember. No, it wasn't that. Basically, he asked, Knowledge will correct me. He basically...
So someone was in the crowd and said, you're Colt Cabana's friend.
Yeah, he basically pointed out someone and said, you Colt Cabana's friend. And then he went...
It was Nick Hausman.
Who's that?
Punk came out that, Nick Hausman works for...
Yeah, he works for...
Nick Hausman works for Wrestling Inc. He used to be really good friends with Colt Cabana. But Punk came out with a chip on his shoulder. He came out wanting to rant. It's like he came out. When you watch... Don't watch the one in the AEW feed. If you watch the one that the other journalist taped, he comes out and he sits down and he immediately starts talking to Brian Alvarez about something that Brian had said on one of his shows. And as soon as he came out, he was ready. And no one brought up Colt Cabana. It was him that brought up. It was him that brought up Colt Cabana. He was the one that wanted to talk about it. It was him that went on rants about Colt Cabana sharing a bank account with his mum and all sorts of stuff.
That's a low blow.
That was one for me, bro. And what's mad is that Tony Khan, Tony Khan faced the whole interview. It was like he was pulling these facial expressions. I'm like, it's like a facial expression when you're getting told off. We've got kids, right? You see when you turn off your son. Your son's like. He was doing those facial expressions. I'm like, bro, say something. This is your company.
It's like Tony Khan is hearing that, he's thinking, shit, this is bad. I need to intervene. But I'm not intervening. And it's like, bro, this is embarrassing.
Like, for example, if
the inmates are running the asylum at this point.
Yeah. We save each other all the time. One of us says something mad, yo, take that out.
Just be like,
done.
Even if it was like, yo, cut the mic. Done. And if cut the mic, yo.
Even a simple tap, like, yo.
Even nudge.
Bro, I've said it before. Tony Khan, he needs to start running his company with an iron fist. That's what blacks. Took it right out of my mouth.
Just say how it is.
He was sitting there, and when Punk was talking about the Young Bucks, and he was talking about they think it's for Cedar, and which was totally just, the Young Bucks are a big fucking deal in wrestling. You know, them working in front of 400 people in Reseda was a long, long time ago. The same way that CM Punk wrestling for Ian Rotten in front of 40 people was a long time ago. But when he was talking about that, fucking Tony was sitting there nodding his head like, yeah, so what are you nodding your head for? Imagine being Nick and Matt Jackson watching that on the monitor backstage and watching your boss nodding.
It's enabling behaviour. I can't lie.
It is. It's enabling, and you know, I'm a proponent for Tony Khan, as in, you know, I think whatever he's done, I think he's done fantastic things in wrestling. You know, to have the success that he's had in such a short period of time is amazing. It really is. But there's only so much that I can defend. Because a lot of people give him shit for stuff that I don't think is warranted. I think a lot of them, if they understood more, I don't think they would. But in this instance, I can't defend it. And in this instance, he really fucked up.
Bad. You see the John Moxley thing as well, where like John Moxley's first lost in a couple. What's it? In how long? He hasn't been pinned in a very long time. After CM Punk goes, "Is that true?" And he goes, "Yeah, it's true." And the CM Punk pulled a weird face. And after Tony Khan was like, do you get what I mean? It's like...
Well, Moxley did a promo a couple of weeks ago where he kind of relayed the sentiments that Eddie Kingston had said a few months ago about CM Punk as well, because Eddie Kingston cut a promo on CM Punk, which was pretty similar to the one that Adam Page cut, just a bit more brutal. And Moxley did one recently as well. But the truth is that looking back on it, Adam Page said something in a promo, fine. You got your receipt when you came back, fine. That should have been it. Really. That should have been it. Okay? But then, really, Tony Khan rewarded him for his behaviour anyway. Yeah. You know, he rewarded CM Punk anyway by giving him a world title and beating Moxley when really, Moxley was doing a perfectly fine job as world champion. He really was. He was having good matches, numbers were fine, you know, and he's done that. This used to happen in WCW when guys used to do shit on television. Bischoff used to suspend them on full pay. All right, on full pay, you fucked up, go home. And you'll be at home for 2 weeks on full pay. You don't have to work. A lot of guys did it anyway. Yeah, great. I'll go home for 2 and I'll come back and do it again. And that's what Tony Khan's done. Really, he should have reprimanded Hangman for that. And then when Punk did it, he should have done that as well. But when you let it slide, you're kind of just rewarding him. And now your hard-working guy, he's kind of been forgotten.
100%.
You know, no one's talking about Moxley and Punk. And that was a really good match. I watched it. I didn't watch it live. I watched it after. But it was a really good match. And no one's talking about it.
And you've overshadowed it. Here's the problem I have as well. Insane, because Punk's whole thing was that cool. I remember about Hangman. You almost fucked up the match, right, by doing something. That shit's unprofessional. But you've actually taken away from the pay-per-view you've just had.
Yeah. A pay-per-view that's already had mixed reviews as it is anyways. And it's had a few highlights that are worth talking about more so than CM Punk winning the title. Even
it was too fucking long. That's the problem. Like,
oh, bro,
too fucking long. Good show, too long. Cut about 4 of those matches. Would have been fine.
I don't want to compared to what. Look at me. Compared to what I saw on Saturday with Clash of the Castle, which was nice, easy viewing for like 3 hours, right? Yeah. Basically 3 hours. You know, apparently that singing thing wasn't meant to show on TV.
Oh, swear.
It was meant to cut. The book was meant to cut after that.
But remember, they had so much time to film.
Yeah, that's the reason they showed it.
I don't know. It's different. They're different business. Those two shows, they're totally. One of them is a pay-per-view. The other one is already bought. It's like, you know, it doesn't matter how long. I mean, it doesn't. The content on one show is kind of like you're offering value for money for $50. The other one,
I'll say it much better. I feel like I was watching a long Dynamite episode then, because some of them actually didn't need to be on there.
A lot of them didn't, and that's the problem that he's done over the last few pay-per-views, that he's given people more value for their money. It's like, you pay $50, you get all this, and really, the people pay $50 even if you give them 8 matches instead of 15. 15 matches is a long fucking show, and after, you know, the audience gets tired after a while.
And plus, it's the third show in the same market.
Yeah, so that's another thing.
It's the third show in the same bloody market, bro. It's like
in less than a week.
Deep it. They did Forbidden Door, Chicago. They've done All Out Chicago. Then they've been in Chicago for
that whole week.
For that whole week, bro. Anyways, but
a lot of those fans have gone to 3 shows that week. So it's, you know,
how many years? You know what I'm saying? This is ridiculous.
Yeah, the pay-per-view's too long, but that's another story. But the truth is that I think that we're at a stage now, and I don't know as of right now, everyone's been suspended. We don't know what's going on with CM Punk, but I honestly feel that after the stuff that's happened recently, the stuff that's happened since he's shown up, and the backstage fight that he perpetrated, like, I think wrestling needs to be done with CM Punk. I think wrestling needs to shut the door on that chapter and leave it. Because if he goes,
He's not going anywhere.
Triple H ain't gonna want, at least for now. Triple H won't touch him.
No
Maybe
way.
in a couple of years, whatever. When you need something, fine.
Hall of
but
Fame.
No,
20 years time, Hall of Fame.
in 2 years,
him back.
in a year or 2
3
years,
just his final
Yeah.
run.
Yeah.
Have a decent run.
yeah,
and
people
then fuck off.
people forget about this. He'll come back
Fuck
just like he did
off.
this time. And they
Fuck
want to think
off.
he's really nice or whatever. The ratings be down during football season. Yeah, Punk will
Exactly.
get
One of the
Punk in.
greatest of all time.
No, but
Fuck
you know
off
what?
After that.
CM Punk,
Fuck off.
CM Punk being let go, would that be a major blow to wrestling?
Impossible.
No.
It would. He's the biggest star in AEW. When I say that, he's
Money
CM Punk. I'm pretty sure I haven't checked for a while. He's the biggest merch seller in wrestling. No one sells as much merch as CM Punk in wrestling.
What, in recent
In
history?
recent history or what? Of all
In
time?
the last 12 months.
Okay.
Oh,
In the
okay.
last 12
I was
months.
about to say,
In recent
Cena
history,
sold more merch.
no one sold more t-shirts
Cena
than
sold
Steve
way
Austin
more
and Hulk
merch.
Hogan. And the
Or
NWO
NWO.
t-shirt too. Like the NWO was like the fourth.
Cena sold more match than Punk.
Yeah, obviously he's had
By
a
a
longer
clear
run.
mark.
He had a longer run, but I mean, he would be a massive loss to AEW. But at the same time, would he be
Moving
a
forwards, they can still go.
They'll be fine. They lost CM Punk for 2 months. They were fine, If they lost the Bucks and Kenny Omega, the company is called All
Elite Wrestling.
It's a material.
I don't even feel like CM Punk is even like outside of his return. I don't even think he's like anything that CM Punk has done is even a top 10 moment in AEW.
I think
Nah,
so.
I think he's
the
been-
feud
he's
of
had-
MJF.
Besides his return.
But I mean, in terms of, outside of the feud, I'm talking like in like moments and matches.
Oh no.
He's not, his return
he's had a
outside
few
of
matches.
that.
Besides his
I
return.
don't know.
No, it's not. But would you put them top 10 in AEW history?
Of course not.
Compared to a lot of the matches that's happened.
No, yeah.
The matches,
I don't
no.
think he's ever had a match that's
But-
even better than MJF and Darby.
Besides his
matches-
return.
Moments,
Matches,
maybe
no, but
a
promos-
moment itself.
Promos and angles.
Okay,
yeah.
promo, yeah, but a moment. His return
that's
is
it.
probably number
That's
one.
it.
No, his moment.
His moment is probably his return is probably the best
The
moment
return,
in AEW.
that was one of the
ever.
best things I'd ever seen in wrestling.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
fantastic. And, a couple of the promos that he's had, the segment with Kingston, the stuff with MJF, he's been fantastic in that respect. His matches had a few good matches too. But, I don't
It's
care.
not. It's put it this way.
not enough.
Nobody's worth jeopardizing because that's and here's the thing. You look at the report about who was involved in the fight. You got obviously
it's me.
the elite. You got Michael Nakazawa. You've
That
got
one. Christopher Daniels.
Brandon Cutler.
Right, and the
Nakazawa getting fired?
They were
It's
there.
Kenny
No,
Lee there.
they were there. And at this stage, you have to kind of send everyone home so you can investigate what's going on. So Daniels was there. He was there. Cutler was there.
Ryan Daniels.
Chris
Free my
Daniels.
guys.
Pat Buck.
They were. Pat Buck was there. So it's you have
Didn't he just
to-
only get a job like a few months ago?
Yeah, but I mean, he's there. He's an agent. He probably wanted to break it up. So he's a witness. So you got to get rid of him just to investigate people. But nothing like this had ever. CM Punk is one of these guys where it's like this shit follows him throughout his career, and he seems to blame the WWF thing when he was there and he left. I agreed with him on that. Because I think that I actually admired the fact that he walked out. I really do. Because you walk away from that much money to go and try something new. I really admire that. And when he left, the reasons why he left, fine.
Admirable.
Yeah, I hear you. Fine. And you know what? I'm like, cool. But then you come here and you bring that
Negative.
with you. You bring that with you. It's like, you're a man of the people. You're righteous. You're this and you're that. And then you show up. And as soon as you come in, all this fucking starts happening.
It's almost like
Listen,
the way.
You're a connie. You're a con man.
This is how communists come into power. This is how tyrants get power. They say they're for the people. Once you give them that title, boom,
I think it's almost
they
like
oppress.
the way he's presenting himself is almost like because you're shit from the WWE, you think you're almost bigger than everyone else. Even in his promos, I've fought a better John. I've done this. I've done that. But this is the same company you walked away from. This is the same company that apparently treated you like shit. Do you know what I mean? And then you want to come to AEW and use these promos like you've been the man. You weren't even a fucking man like that. Actually, you were the man in WWE.
He was.
Okay, go on. I'll allow you.
I'm not a fan of him, but I'm not going to
No,
lie.
no.
Yeah.
Let's not
I'd like
discredit
to.
it.
No, I can't discredit that. No, I can't.
No,
I can't lie.
here's the
He was.
problem though. It just seems it's like, and the thing is, you've had the right now with AW. Like I said before, you had the opportunity to right the wrongs of the past. Like a lot of people, whether you're a W fan or not, we're looking at CM Punk like, okay, he's had a history of being a troublemaker. You know what? AW's a clean slate. He seems to be getting along with people. Do you know what I'm saying? He's older. He's wiser. You know what? And this is a company that's set up for him in terms of like, cool. Because Tony Khan has always said, I wanted CM Punk in AEW from the beginning. So it seems like, cool. You got your wish in terms of being considered as a top guy. Being the top guy is also, you have to act like it. You have to hold the company down. And this is why, like, in terms of like, in terms of like you dissing the elite, yeah. Like obviously I'm a Kenny Omega fan, I'm a Young Bucks fan, but the reason why you forget even the name, when these man were in the pandemic, when AEW was in the pandemic era, these were the guys that were holding it down. Yep. These were the guys that were carrying the main titles. Yep. These were the guys that were working, you know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, these man literally kept this shit afloat. Because a company surviving a pandemic within their first year is outrageous.
Yeah.
And this is down to the talent that was there. So at the end of the day, you might not like them, but professionalism, the word you like to use a lot, professionalism should dictate that, yo, let me keep these man name out of my mouth, because at the end of the day, these man ran this shit when I wasn't here. I might not like them personally, and I will handle that backstage. But you don't come and discredit these man, call these man unprofessional, call these man fuckheads or whatever you call them. Bruv, what that does here is that it discredits them, man. And also, why should I now see you fight these man later on in the future when you have to do business with them?
Yeah.
Why should I watch?
Yeah, it's no correlation.
Because it's not even a promo. It's like you've painted these man. It's defamation of character.
Yeah.
It's actual defamation of character, which again is the highest degree of unprofessionalism, which ironically is the issue you have with these man. It's like when Punk said I have to stoop to their level. You didn't just go to their level. You went to the fucking ground. Because you went tit for that, promo for promo, end it there, keep it stepping.
He's a stupid idiot.
At a presser where you won the title.
You know what? Punk is...
In probably the best match you've had in AEW.
He's a loose cannon. I can tell you that for sure. He's a loose cannon.
It's disappointing, man. Do better for yourself.
I'm disappointed in basically, yeah.
Personally, before you continue though, I don't care about CM Punk though. To carry on, that's all.
I don't know, man.
I'm being a kid.
I think it's more like it's more Tony Khan. I'm looking forward to what he's gonna do tonight. But Tony Khan's one person that really disappointed me a lot in that whole interview, man. It's just the facial expressions, all that sort of, I don't know.
Like I said, I think the way Tony Khan has come into the business is not like a businessman. He's coming as a fan. And that's dangerous.
No, he's a friend to these wrestlers, so obviously.
Yeah, but Vince is a friend to these wrestlers.
No, I'm saying I'm not saying.
But what I'm trying to say is.
But with Vince.
But what I'm trying to say is that Tony Khan has come as a fan. You've not come as just I'm the guy. This is my company. This is what I've created. You need to have a bit of both. You can't just come as a full fan and lick every wrestler's fucking ass and think, okay, cool. By me licking this person's ass and me licking this person's ass and nodding my head to this conference, I'm going to get over. No, bro, you need to stand your ground. If a man is fucking up your name, you tell him shut up. Or you speak to him backstage. Listen, that was not on. You can never say that again. It's time to go. Bro, it's the honest truth. That's how you're going to run your business.
If we went somewhere, if all of us went somewhere, say if we went to like a press conference or something like that, or like a Comic-Con, and one of you guys started shitting on someone, I don't know, someone's name, in front of everyone like that, I have to nod you.
Yeah, I'll expect them. But I expect one of the men to do that. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
So in that case, Tony Khan should have done that.
Yeah, 100%.
If he done that, but the thing is this: I don't know what these men have to get. I don't know Tony Khan and CM Punk's relationship, but from what I saw on the day, it looked like
it's a little man thing.
It looked like CM Punk. It looked like CM Punk. Yeah, it looked like Tony Khan was the girlfriend. And CM Punk was like,
but haven't you not seen in previous conferences that Tony Khan kind of wrestlers just tell him that chill out, bro?
No, but basically, this what happened at the press conference.
Doesn't get that respect.
This what happened at the press conference here that bugged me out, because Tony Khan did a poor attempt at trying to clean the table. He's like, nah, you know what? Because I remember Tony Khan was like, I take responsibility. He's like, no. CM Punk, listen like this. No, it's not your place to run these children. These children are fucking up the car. And I was like,
do you think CM Punk can say that to Triple H?
Absolutely not. This what I'm saying.
Think he would. The problem is that Triple H wouldn't probably take it the same way Tony Khan would.
Yeah, CM Punk has audacity.
CM Punk has audacity. He will talk to anyone like that. But it's just how the person responds is the difference.
I think Tony Khan is just like, there's two humans have two responses, either fight or flight. Tony Khan is clearly flight. He's just, he doesn't want the smoke. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like with Tony Khan, he wants to please the people that are making him money. So even if he disagrees with what they're saying,
like a promoter.
If he wants to, even if he disagrees with what they're saying, at the same time, this is CM Punk. Do you know what I mean? For him, he's probably thinking, you know what, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity to actually have CM Punk in my company. CM Punk was never meant to return back to wrestling.
I can't lie.
So for him, he's probably thinking, you know what, let me bear the grunt of it now, and then maybe I can have a word with him after.
I hear it, but it makes Tony Khan look weak though. Like,
no, he's a weakling though. We've been seeing that.
And Punk sends him to the shops, bro.
And the thing is, and the reason why Punk had audacity to do that, because if you go back to the thing, Punk said, I'm the only carried this company to their first $1 million gate. In terms of the pay-per-view stuff. He's like, yeah, like, I carried this company to the $1 million, and I've been carried this company back to $1 million gates, you know what I'm saying? So for Punk, it's like, for like what Dell said, yeah, Tony probably shuts his mouth or bites his tongue on certain things because, like, I don't want to fuck up the money. Or he just doesn't have the capacity to do it.
Bischoff did the same thing. Mm-hmm. Vince did the same thing. Like,
no, but can you deep what NK just said? That my man said he carried a company to the $1 million gate. My man weren't there from the start. He didn't build a foundation. He just had to carry the feathers, bro. He didn't have to. He didn't have to do much legwork.
Actually, no, I don't know.
The Bucks
probably made
the
$1 million before fucking.
Oh, they definitely
not on pay-per-view gates.
No, not pay-per-view gates.
Okay,
no.
Okay. They got close a few times, like, you know, but not until he showed up.
Come through.
They'd done really good business before he showed up, but when he came in, business really did.
Business started,
especially pay-per-view, like big time.
Yeah.
Because if you look at the pay-per-view gates, like even to pay-per-view buys, pre and post Punk, night and day. It's different.
But Mandem, how do you feel about the morale now of like wrestling in general? Do you feel like it's down because of this whole situation?
In WWE, morale is up.
Yeah.
Since Triple H, sky high.
Since Triple H took over, because before with Vince there, you know, there was always, you know, that whole thing of, you know, you got to keep your mouth shut sort of thing. You're walking on eggshells, and now, you know, it's totally different over there. And now, I think this whole situation over the last few months has really taken its toll on people's morale. And I mean, don't get me wrong, AEW is a free place. You can go there and play your video games back there. You can. A lot of the guys watch wrestling backstage. They watch a lot of wrestling in WWE. You're not allowed to do that unless you're watching WWE wrestling, which is always funny to me. But like, guys, I think are happy backstage to a degree. But then when this is hanging around and it's in your face all the time, it's going to be frustrating. It's going to be frustrating, and it's going to get to a point where when your deal comes up, you're going to explore. I mean, you're going to explore your options anyway, but especially in this instance, it's like, if CM Punk has done this to your company, I'm not fucking staying here. I don't like it anymore. It was fun, but now I don't like it anymore. And Triple H is over there, and everyone tells me it's fun.
And most of the guys used to work on them, so it's like
a lot of those guys left. Yeah. Well, Vince got rid of them. Yeah. And, you know, they went to go work elsewhere. Don't think that Regal, if Regal wasn't still there, Regal still be there if it wasn't.
150 million%.
And a lot of other guys, Adam Cole probably
will still
as
be
well.
there.
Well, definitely Swerve, Keith Lee, a lot of those guys have still been there.
Swerve wasn't.
Swerve wasn't a Triple H guy, so he would have gone anyway. If Swerve has an option, he'd probably stay in AEW.
Keith might have stayed.
I'm sure he would have. Triple H is a big fan of Keith.
I got a question now. So cool. The Dynamite's on tonight, and obviously the press, like, they obviously address what happened in the press scudum, what you call it. Yeah. They now say that okay, cool. CM Punk's gonna relinquish the title and take a break for 6 months. How do you guys feel about that?
I don't want him back. I'm done. I'm done with. I have no interest in watching CM Punk.
I don't care.
I've got no interest in CM Punk. What's he gonna do? Come back and have a feud with friggin' Wardlow? So I don't care.
He's kind of rubbish to everyone.
Yeah, so I'm not interested anymore.
I'd want to. Yeah, I don't see a road for redemption right now. Like maybe in a couple years, but like a year goes by, then I could see him feud with this guy. Because the thing is, it's like there's so much money on there was so much money on the table with CM Punk in terms of feuds I wanted to see him in, but now it's like, bruv,
how can you feud like? I can't even imagine matching Omega now.
Yeah, you can't. It's weird.
The chemistry won't be there, bro.
To be fair, people have feuded for less. I can still see it happening.
I mean,
I can still see it happening. People worked with each other well and had good matches when their girlfriends were getting slept with. Do you know what I mean? So I mean, it could happen. Do you know what I mean? But I think for the time now, I don't see plenty of wrestlers wanting to work with him. Do you know what I mean? But it could happen. Like a lot of these wrestlers, they kiss and make up, and Tony Khan could potentially at one point say, you know what, let's make this into a work. Like, do you know what I mean? I personally don't give a shit, man. I'll be real.
That's what I'm saying.
I didn't want to see CM Punk win the title anyway, so I personally don't give a shit.
I'm not interested in seeing CM Punk in AEW anymore. And I'm a big AEW fan. I love Dynamite. Dynamite is my favourite wrestling show of all time, but I'm not interested in seeing that guy whatsoever. I'm so done with him.
Said CM Punk stocks crashed, man. That
150 million percent. Trash.
Just for the most part, I just don't see how you can come back from that. Just shitting on like you. One of the main focal points of your program when you first came was, I want to work with the young guys. I want to, you know what I mean, I want to be that. I want to be that person. But now that you've gone back to the top spot, it's like, yeah, I don't want to work with these dumb kids, and it's just, I don't know, man.
Do you know?
It's a bit odd. It's a bit odd to me. It's like, I just find it odd, man. It's like, you're a grown man, you should know better. Like, I feel like I'm still watching CM Punk that's teaming up with Colt Cabana and Ace Steel in the Ring of Honor. Second City States. Like, it's just...
Do you know what I did find amusing? I noticed later on in the presser, Tony Khan got angry. And he went on a bit of a rant
about the whole WWE.
Yeah. And I found it amusing because he had so much anger and
so much
energy
bass in his voice
for that. But when something earlier on was happening, he had nothing. And don't get me wrong, what he said was valid and it was correct, but it wasn't that deep.
Wrong time.
It's like you were trying to deflect by acting that way and putting that much bass in your voice and pumping your fist. You were trying to deflect.
He looked more like a pussy. He done the same thing with NWA as well. He's a pussy.
It's like, bro. I
can't stand this guy.
You know, like I said,
it actually pisses me off, man.
Valid points, but
I actually can't stand him.
I fucking love all of this. I'll be honest with you. This is music to my fucking.
He's a fucking kid, man. What the fuck is wrong with him?
I think Tony Khan. My opinion, Tony Khan has changed a lot over the last few months. Just seeing his character and the way it's kind of, I don't want to say evolved, maybe devolved, but like the way the Tony Khan that started AEW originally in 2019 is not the same person.
He's just a fucking rich Reddit user.
Even his look, he looks
fucking Dungeons and Dragons.
He looks frantic.
I can't stand this guy. No, I can't stand this guy.
Hey, you know what Dungeons and Dragons is?
This guy's a fucking pussy.
Some of you lot are too young.
No, he does.
He does. He looks.
He always looks like he's on edge. He's a fucking idiot, man. I can't stand him, man.
He looks like Paul Heyman, the way Paul Heyman used to look at the end of it, ECW, like where Paul. You could see Paul was tired, and that's what he reminds me of. He looks like, you know, he's just up.
Come out the camera, my G. Don't be Diddy, bruv.
No, you know what?
You know what? When
out the camera, G.
I'm just waiting for the day AEW. You get me? And when that day happens, I'll talk.
What's that?
Why do you want AEW to die?
Okay, we don't want AEW.
We don't want the AEW to die.
No, I don't want it to actually die. I hope it doesn't die.
No, you do. You do.
No,
I hope.
What do you want? What do you hope for?
You know what it is. I just knew that it wasn't gonna last.
It's gonna last.
I don't think so.
This is not the ethos of the barbecue club.
I'm just telling you I'm just telling you my original thing. What I said before. I don't think it's gonna last for the next. For me,
the morale or the company.
The morale of the company itself. I think something.
company will last.
I was even about to defend you. Hey, yo.
No, it's calm. That's what I feel. I'm not diminishing it. That
you are because you don't. You are.
I'm not diminishing it in the way of AEW. It's dead, so I want it to die. I don't want it to die.
So what do you want?
No. The thing is, the thing is, I don't want it. I don't want no one to lose their jobs and their livelihood. No, I'm not that type of person. But what I want to, but I don't know if it survives, it survives. But I don't think it will. I've already told you. I feel that AEW is just all over the place, bro. And it's always been all over the place. No, but for me, it's always been all over the place.
In what sense?
In the sense of, I feel there's not a lot of organisation. A lot of the stories. For me, I've said this many times, a lot of the stories for me are always rushed. It's always microwaved.
Rushed
in the sense of that one story happens.
You don't watch the show.
I don't watch the show enough. I don't watch the show enough, but I feel like
it's overcooked.
It needs to be more rushed for me.
It's overcooked. But they will stretch out Julia Hart for 6 months. Long time storytelling the rust.
I don't know. I feel like it's
they had
overrushed.
so much matches on the table because they didn't push them through.
Opposite on rush, man. Matches overcooked.
One thing I'll agree
You are load still.
You are load, yeah.
One thing
See, you want barbecue, that would defended.
It's alright. If I'm alone, then fine. But I just feel, for me, AEW is just...
One thing I'll agree with is that the honeymoon period is over. It's finished.
But I think the honeymoon period been ended though.
No, it's officially ended.
No, but the thing is, the time ago for me,
it's 3 years.
Yeah, the thing is, because the thing is, last year when we were all like the morale of AEW was high.
It was last year. It was
fair enough.
Because it wasn't honeymoon. The shit was lit.
It was cemented.
The shit was lit.
This is the company to watch.
Like it wasn't honeymoon. Like the shit was mad. But then obviously now this year has been a roller coaster, and now it's been on a down, like not even saying downward spiral.
It's not a downward spiral. The show's still
chaos.
really fucking good.
Yeah, I think Dynamite's still a very good show.
Do you think they'll come out of that chaos though?
Of course they will.
Find out today.
Yeah, they will.
The thing is, if you look at the history of
WWE
wrestling,
went for it.
everyone's
This is why I'm here.
Yeah, no, speak, bro.
Not is, yeah.
Talk about it.
Look at the morale of WWE watchers now. A lot of WWE watchers are now like a lot of them can now say, "Yo, I'm enjoying
WWE,
Raw,
yeah.
Man, they'll be like,
SmackDown."
boom, boom,
Don't know what it's been happening because I know you're gonna say, but a lot must be. No, I hear it.
That's what I'm just
I
saying.
hear it.
I get it. That's for the fans who watch wrestling, and it will say that. No problem. That's why I just thought that WWE is what it is. Like it's shit. It's not what it is.
But we both
do you
enjoy it,
understand?
though. We both
I
enjoy
didn't enjoy it to the level.
But you're enjoying it now?
To the level I used to.
You're enjoying it now, though.
No, I enjoy it now.
Exactly, bro. Wrestling has its ups and downs.
Ebbs and flows.
I didn't think I was gonna watch WWE again. I've been watching it for the past month now.
It's been good.
I've been watching Raw. I don't watch SmackDown, but I've been enjoying it.
SmackDown's getting better. SmackDown's getting
Yeah, SmackDown is.
Do you know what I mean? So
Ebbs and flows.
it's just, bro, it's
You have
part and
to-
parcel with
the thing
wrestling.
is, you have
Things
to-
always have its ups and
you have
downs.
to
Innit? It's
address
like a
things-
relationship. It's like a
You
relationship.
have to just things for what they are right now, and like the same way, like, do you know what I'm saying? To use CM Punk's quote, you know, the disrespect has to be as the point has to be allowed to disrespect.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, when AW was cooking, we sung his praises. But now, you know, where people have grievances with certain things to varying different degrees, we address our grievances. Doesn't mean I thought the company's gonna fail. I don't think so. I just think that there needs to be organizational issues that need to be addressed, and prevention is better than cure. Do you know what I'm saying? Like these are at the end of the day, I think most of us are saying things that I would want them to take preventative measures. We don't think that the company's dead or it needs to be cured. It's like, no, these are things. If you stop doing this now, in the future you will be fine. We don't think AEW's nowhere near dead.
The only way AEW will be dead is if no one watched the TV show, no one bought the pay-per-views, and no one showed up to the live shows.
Or if Tony Khan said nigga.
Or if Tony Khan I don't know, if he stopped funding the promotion or whatever, that would be the end of it.
Or if he said nigga.
I don't know if that would even...
Or if he admits he takes coke.
Because Vince did it and it was fine.
No, cocaine.
If he admits he takes coke,
And that's fine
I'll
too.
stop watching it.
Oh, really?
I'll stop watching it. Because then that's how I know this is going to go overboard. This guy's... If he admits it, then I know he's the cause.
Wrestling during the cocaine era was on point.
Yeah, but we're not in the cocaine era.
We're different.
If he says he sips lean, I'll probably allow it. Like,
What?
lean.
No.
The rappers are drinking lean in it.
bro.
I'll have you in it. But yeah, no, CM Punk is a grown ass man. Tony Khan, he needs to do better. And I don't know, for some reason, I feel like I foresaw something like this happening.
Wait, you're gonna explain the philosophy of the barbecue club?
You really, I think
Oh, barbecue club.
done it
We love AEW. We're AEW fans.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? We do not want AEW to die, but at the same time, that doesn't exempt them from being cooked. Do you know what I mean? A lot of us have been cooking AEW since the whole Big Swole situation.
Yeah,
There's been so many
yeah,
things
yeah.
that Tony Khan could have possibly prevented
Emergency
in terms of
space.
like. Do you know what I mean? There's so many things that Tony Khan could have
Nasty,
possibly have done.
Last place was nasty.
That probably would have, we would have looked at Tony Khan in a completely different way. Do you know what I mean? If he had probably set in motion that maybe like some sort of like human resources or talent relations from time ago, a lot of the stuff that's been brewing onto something like this with CM Punk could have been prevented with the likes of wrestlers wanting to be released come out of their contracts. From times there was wrestlers that had no communication with Tony Khan whatsoever that wanted to chat with him, but they couldn't because there was no other avenues to speak with him. A lot of things could have been prevented in the past, but maybe now this would be a means of, okay, cool, we've got people in order for them to be, so they got, what's his name, Christopher Daniels as head of talent relations or whatever. Tony Schiavone as well, he's now his right-hand man. This is stuff that probably could have been done months ago.
Tony's a perfect guy because he was one of the management when WCW was
Exactly.
in turmoil.
So now it's just a matter of, okay, cool, Tony Khan can always look back at this like, you know what?
learning.
This is a learning experience, you know what I mean? So
I was even gonna me and Alf had this conversation about EVPs, right?
Yeah.
And then Alf brought up the point that
Wrestlers shouldn't be EVPs.
What do you think about that?
I think it's conflict. Like we said, conflict of interest.
I can figure loads of members of management that are wrestlers and did fine jobs and it never affected anything. I mean, it depends on the individual.
I mean, some facts.
Well, Triple H was a member of management for years and a wrestler, and he pretty much dominated the TV show. And that's a good example of someone who kind of overstepped their boundary in terms of using their political power to whether it not be take up more time on the TV show than he should have, or pushing his friends, or probably not losing as many matches as he should have at the right time. And that's a good example I can give. But then there are other people that did fine jobs, like
Kevin Sullivan was good in the office.
Kevin Sullivan.
He was a wrestler and
He was a booker.
Yeah.
Kevin Sullivan was a booker, and he,
Dusty Rhodes was active and he was
But isn't he okay?
Dusty stayed on top for way too long. So,
but he was still good though.
He was over, to be fair.
Yeah,
but
he was still good. That
when
was
he
my
was,
point.
but I mean, you know, there was a few guys. You know, you think of Michael Hayes when he was a member of management. He was a top guy. He did jobs all the time. You know, some guys are just given, and some guys are fine. But then other guys, when they're in that position, they just don't want to give it. Like Hogan. Hogan pretty much was running WCW at one point. You couldn't get Hogan to do a job for anyone other than his friend.
That's not going to work for me, brother.
It's not going to work. It's not going to work. Like, Savage too.
That's a cold line, you know.
It's not going to work for me, brother. Like, you know, but then on the other hand,
Derek, I want to come link you. It's not going to work for me.
You know, when the Bucks when the Bucks and Kenny first started AEW, one of the things, the criticisms that Tony Khan actually said about them was that. Do you remember when AEW first started and they were losing matches all the time? Yeah. Them man, when they were in charge, wanted to lose matches, and it's like, I'm paying you a certain amount of money to be top guys. You can't go on TV and lose matches to private party. You know, as fun as it is, you can't do that. You want to create stars. We need to establish you guys as TV stars first, because you're not TV stars yet. It's like, you know,
most of them Bucks went a year without winning their tag team title. Kenny went a year without winning the world title, fam. But them man weren't in the main event pictures.
And also,
I think it worked for the better, though.
It was lit.
It did. And while I'm here, I want to say this as well. There have been lots of times where top talent have hated each other and fought each other and done things to undermine each other, and companies were always fine. Bigger stars than CM Punk and the Young Bucks, for that matter, as well. And companies have always been fine. So, you know, when people on the doom and gloom train or whatever saying it's over and dusted, it's like history tells me something completely different. It's like it's not that deep in terms of what's Tony Khan going to do because two of his wrestlers stop fighting. He's going to shut the promotion down. Or, you know, how many people are so offended here by a backstage fight that we're not going to watch this brand of professional wrestling anymore? It's like no one. It's like for people to stop watching, like WCW. Do you realise that WCW? I'll bring this up. They lost 90% of their house show attendance in the space of 1 year. That's how much that show disgusted people. 90% of their paying audience stopped coming to their shows. And that's how bad that show was. You know, they gone from 12,000 gate to, you know, 1,000, you know, in the space of a year. It's crazy. Like they'd have to put on a horrible show for people to stop watching AEW, and that's not going to happen. The talent's too good.
No, it makes sense.
What I was talking to before we get to the next one, talking to Donald.
There's no next topic. This is the topic.
We don't need to talk about anything else.
What would Bill Watts do in this situation?
He made them fight.
Bill Watts would have made him fight, or
put Keith Lee as the champion.
Keith Lee would have been Bill Watts' champion, 100%.
Wake him up.
Or no,
wake him up.
Wake him up.
Wake him up. We need him.
Hobbs or Keith Lee would have been AEW champion already, probably on their first nights. Bill Watts would have probably made them fight each other. He would have probably had a circle. He would have had the wrestlers create a circle, and Punk and Matt and Nick and Ace Steel would have had to tape up their fists and fight. And once you get that out of your system, you go on TV. And you show everyone your faces, and yeah, that's another reason why wrestling is real. Is that look at his faces, they fought, and look at them. John Nord and Butch Reed, he done that with them. They had a fight backstage, and they beat the shit out of each other. And then the next week they're on TV, and he's pointing to Reed's face. Look at his face. That's how much him and John Nord hate each other. They fought backstage, and he showed Butch's fists because they were all cut up and bruised or whatever. That's Bill Watts. And also, if that fight would have happened in front of civilians, whoever lost the fight would have got fired. Fact.
I hear that. Yeah. I like that. Someone wake him up.
If you put the business, you put pro wrestling in a light where people can think that you ain't tough, you're out of here. I'll always use the example when he worked for WWE and Sean got beaten up by those guys. Yeah, Sean, Davey Boy, and X-Pac, he wanted them gone. He's like, you got beaten up by like 7 Marines or whatever. There is a free wrestler should never get beaten up.
What's Sean meant to do though?
By free doesn't matter. You put yourself in that position.
They do 1,000 press-ups.
Sean doesn't strike me as someone that can actually shoot fighters, right?
No way.
He's just a fine boy. That's it, man.
But to Cowboy, it's like you represent pro wrestling. Don't go into bars and run up your mouth and talk shit about people if you can't back it up.
You're just meant to be dancing, whining your hips, man. You're there talking shit to people.
Yeah. What would Bill Watts do? That's what Bill Watts would do.
And even that,
we need Bill Watts. We need not Bill Watts. We don't need him back. We need a guy like Bill Watts to this. We need without the racism and the sexism and the fascism. We need all the isms. We need someone like Bill Watts in AEW. This would be like to put their foot down and be like, no, this isn't happening. This is what's going to happen.
So,
you know,
I got a question. Where's Arn Anderson then?
Oh, he's been gone for time.
Arn's there. No, Arn was on Rampage a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
Wasn't he with
who
Dustin?
was it? Dustin wrestled Claudio. Yeah.
The thing
yeah,
is, when I look at AEW, right?
Speak to the mic, bro.
When I look at AEW, they have so much like management and more or less guys who could keep them straight. You know, keep these wrestlers straight. You already mentioned Arn Anderson, even Billy Gunn, I guess. Even Regal. There are Mandem backstage who can slap these wrestlers and tell them, "What the fuck are you doing? You're embarrassing the product." Taz. These are people who can tell them what to do.
This is CM Punk. He's not gonna.
Bro, CM Punk is
CM Punk
43. He's a grown man.
This isn't.
Then just kick him out the company, bro. It's as simple as that. Man, they need to just get their foot
that
and just kick man out the company.
People couldn't deal with Brett and Shawn and Hogan and all those guys. It's CM Punk. It's like you can't deal with that guy.
You know that one that wants to always bore up people. You're like, yo, chill. He always brings out his bottle someone.
Of course.
And the thing is, CM Punk beating up the Young Bucks isn't anything to write home about.
It's not.
That's like, honestly, that's
They're
not
nice
something.
guys,
That's
bro.
not something you want to put on your CV. I'm known for beating up both of the Young Bucks. Like, they're small Christian boys from Reseda, California.
You don't find people that talk shit about the Young Bucks. Other than Cornette and his gang of merry men or whatever, people don't talk shit about them.
I wanted gang wars, but not like this, bro. Not like this.
I see a certain tag team taking sides though.
Well, yeah, and they can fuck off too. Like those guys, you know, especially FTR Bald. I don't understand like that guy. He's so melodramatic. Every time he speaks, it's about his love of wrestling, and he's so. It's like, yeah, we get it, dude. You like fucking wrestling, like it's like we understand.
Bro, what you're saying to me right now, bro, I'm confused. Like, bro, it's a different page, you know. Normally you'd be like, yeah, there's my guys, but
I like FTR Ball. You know,
keep going. Give me one.
Dax Harwood's a good wrestler. He's a really good wrestler and a great tag team. But I'm sorry, it's like I've seen those guys and the way they maneuver, right? And it's like NK knows it always. But they're on Twitter, and FTR Bald always likes tweets that talk about the Young Bucks holding him down. He does that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and you know, people, you know, Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks, for whatever reason, people really don't like them on social media, which is...
Yeah, they don't.
You know, oh, you're horrible, you're gay, you're this, you're that, whatever. You hold FTR down and all that. And Dax, he likes those tweets. He likes those tweets or whatever. And it's like, to me, you're working fine. But it gets to a point where it's like, your co-workers are obviously getting shit on social media for no reason, and you're encouraging that. And when Cornette says these things and you like those comments or you retweet them, it's like you're encouraging people to hate your co-workers. And I don't like that at all. I think those guys, I think they're so unrighteous. It's like they talk about BLM and all that stuff. They got on you, but what about your co-workers that you work with that are getting shat on all the time by Cornette and these other people? You let it happen. It's like, I'm not a fan of FTR anymore. As much as I think they're good in the ring, they can fuck off as well. Like, both of them.
I hear that.
I wanted to shed some light on, obviously,
We don't need light.
I was just in darkness.
Tony sniffed all the light.
Another person.
Sniffed all the light. Look where we are.
Man said he had the 3.5.
One person I'm actually upset for is my guy MGF. You know, I've had my stocks are high in that guy. He spent how many months? He hasn't been on TV for how long? 2 months?
I think it's been longer.
3 months?
3, 4.
It's karma.
Karma?
Really?
It's karma.
For
He
Wardlow.
had that big match for Wardlow months ago, and
He ruined it,
caused
bro.
a-
Remember how he
caused a
ruined
stir.
Wardlow's moment, fam?
He's not going to
People
show
didn't
up.
think he was going to show up.
Is that when he came out and done the whole?
No, remember the whole scandal during Double or Nothing about he's all the way.
Oh yeah, he was gonna show up.
Bruv, like, it's
Apparently they left the press conference or whatever.
Yes, I
yeah,
remember
bruv.
that.
So I can't feel that much because you did that to someone. Now you know how
Did that to somebody.
I forgot about that.
Wait, why? Just to
and-
recap, why wasn't he going to show up?
because of the whole contract dispute with Tony. But remember
In
that,
terms of what?
and remember how we we're just speaking about how obviously the CM Punk thing's dominating the conversation about the pay-per-view, bro. That Wardlow, that whole MJF not showing up to work, that shit overshadowed the whole feud with Wardlow, and that irrespective of what you see of him now, at the time that Wardlow and MJF feud was hot. And it's like doing all of that bullshit. Even Wardlow's spoken on it.
Yeah, on the Renee.
The Wardlow's spoken on it, and he said, "Bro, like that was supposed to be like the best day of my career."
And he was unprofessional throughout that whole thing. MJF, you know, I understand that you want more money, and I totally get that, and you deserve it. But contracts don't work that way, and you're paid pretty handsomely as it is. You know, you're compensated very well with your bonuses and everything else. It's not as if he's working for, you know, a hot dog and a handshake. The guy's earning hundreds of thousands of dollars. And don't get me wrong, you deserve more money. You've done really well, but you got a year and a half on your contract. You don't just, here, take this. Especially when
just
you don't
be
want
patient and wait for the money.
Especially when you don't want to. Yeah, Tony would have signed to a new deal. Like if you wanted to give more years to the company, but you didn't. It's like, well, give you more money just to leave again in a year or whatever. It's like, yeah, he doesn't deserve. I don't think he deserves any sympathy really.
So I forgot about that. Like I said, that whole thing.
It's a shame.
It's a shame that happened on his moment, but
because it was great.
But it is what it is, dog.
Yeah.
Such is life.
Such is life.
After barbecue, a bit. I don't know. Could we touch on this even? I thought like we said everything to fairness. Was there more stuff you want to say?
I'll check Twitter to see if there's any updates.
Sabat got granted his release.
Conditional release.
So does that mean he can't talk to anyone else? He only can come back to AEW, right?
Depends on the condition, but it's most likely that once he's ready to come back to wrestling, it will most likely have to touch base with AEW first before he makes any decisions.
Which is understandable.
Which is fair. He had a couple years left on his contract.
I'm going to read this. You guys are...
So this is an update. Oh,
this is about Malachi Black.
Okay.
No, you guys talk amongst yourselves and all this update.
I mean, yeah, we all wish him, you know, good rest and, you know, pray for him.
Did you enjoy it all out?
Black.
Did you enjoy it all out?
Enjoy it all out?
Yeah.
No, I didn't. I'll be real.
Yeah, big up Malachi Black, man.
It was a mixed. It was too long. There was a few highlight matches that I enjoyed, but other than that,
that trios match was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah,
it's good. Yeah,
just such a good. I watched it again yesterday. Kenny Omega just was
different.
Absolutely fantastic on that match. Everyone was good, especially John Silver.
Even Alex Reynolds. I think all of them were amazing.
Silver and Reynolds were a good team. Proper underrated, like.
Even Alex Reynolds' beard, I kept harping on about.
Serious.
Serious, man.
Alex Reynolds with the beard looks proper. Nah, what's it, Johnny Hunt?
Lord have mercy. CM Punk has suffered a serious injury believed to be from a tope onto John Moxley during the.
It was the match. So I heard that he tore his bicep during the fight.
His rumors.
I was about to say, you guys are pussy.
Dave
said, fucking knobhead.
This is from Dave. Dave said it's been confirmed to me, no matter what happens discipline-wise, that the title situation has to be changed and addressed tonight. He's hurt.
Nah, bye-bye CM Punk. It's done.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. You can't injure yourself twice in a matter of two.
So deep it, yeah. Imagine if the press conference didn't happen. So he would have came on Dynamite again and said, I'm relinquishing the title again. Yeah, gay. Yeah, gay. I can't lie.
When a man is too injury prone.
Huh?
You think he rushed his injury?
No, because it's a different injury. It's shoulder. It's shoulder.
When a man is too...
Because his first injury is leg, this one is shoulder.
So you injured your shoulder, you want to go and fight.
These are toes.
When a man is too injury prone in this latter year of the career, it's time to go.
He went into UFC banged up too. He had bad knees.
You lost against fucking Mickey Gell, bro.
He had a bad back,
bro. What the actual fuck,
broken a decade ago, let alone now.
He's broken from that.
He's going to a hyperbolic chamber or something. Like, it's been fun. Well, let's talk about our favourite CM Punk matches, because this is clearly the end.
All of them, or this in last year?
Just the last year. Let's put CM Punk on a t-shirt. I'm tired. Fuck this guy, man.
Let's put him
on a t-shirt. We're done.
CM Punk versus WWE first match. I remember watching that match. I talked away from you guys, remember? Because I made a bet with you guys. I was like, listen, CM Punk needs to lose this match.
I don't know why you made that.
I don't know. I don't know. I wanted to go against the grain, innit?
CM Punk versus Dax was good. I like CM Punk versus Lee Moriarty. CM Punk versus MJF was good.
Both of their matches were really good. The one in Chicago was really good.
Yeah.
That CM Punk John Moxley versus was it FTR?
Yeah,
that was a good tag team match.
That was a really good tag match.
The one of Eddie Kingston, I really liked that one.
When he got banged in the face.
For the most part, CM Punk has had some decent to good matches.
Yeah, but his best story was with MJF. That one was emotional.
I couldn't watch that match properly because
I didn't really like this CM Punk and
this match.
Adam Page match. I didn't really like that match.
I didn't like that match. I didn't think much of it.
Even when he won, it wasn't really gracious like that. Do you get what I mean? It was
no, it's because he kept trying to do fucking buckshots and buckling his knee, bro.
How good is Nick Jackson's buckshot lariat?
Way better than Punk. Way better than Punk.
You see the moment when Adam Page and Kenny Omega came face to face.
The crowd went mad.
You see when I saw that, I said, "This is my guy's back. This is the draw.
When he came off this,
This is AEW. This is Kenny Omega. Bro, this is AEW.
He's got the Ronaldo. He's got the Ronaldo. You see the pet like this, bro. He's like that.
You see when the crowd went alive, I said, "This is AEW."
No,
you see,
this is AEW.
For
me, this was my main event. I was like, I don't really care about. I was like, bro,
you see when
we've been starving. Like, let's be real, we've been starving without Kenny Omega.
No, because deeper, because I think I said our post about top 10 matches in AEW. I can't lie. If you do like a list of top 10 AEW matches, Kenny's in about like at least 5 to 6.
No, more than that.
5 to 6.
Yeah.
He's the what? He is that. He's ridiculous.
I say it again. That guy is the best wrestler I've ever seen. Like, I can't. He's that good to me.
He's
I think he's so good.
I can't lie. I'm with that. I've confirmed it. Like
I love Brett. I love Tanahashi, Okada, but I'm sorry.
He's very exciting.
He is.
You know what it is? Look, charisma.
Kenny Omega's in my top 10 now.
Kenny
Kenny Omega's snuck into my top 10.
Yeah.
I think
top 5.
He's no.
Top 5 now.
Daniel Bryan just recently made it into my top 5. I think Daniel Bryan's gonna leave my top 5 soon, and it's gonna be Kenny Omega. Honestly,
is it me? Yeah, I don't know if it's only me. Yeah,
I think I can respect your top 10.
I'm getting bored of Daniel Bryan. You know,
I'm not.
I'm getting bored of him. I don't know.
He's had a rough.
Do you know his match is sick, but I don't know. Like,
I feel like because you're not really getting that much character from him. That's why.
Since he's come back,
true.
I don't think you're getting much
because he's just wanting to fight, innit?
He just wants to have matches.
Respect it.
Do you know? I think it's time for him to go into the main title picture now, man. They should do a tournament.
I don't know if he wants to.
He should now. They should do a tournament.
Well, now that
I want to see him with the TNT title. I'll be real.
Yeah, as the workhorse. I'd love
have matches every week on TV. Great matches every week.
Who's gonna beat Wardlow?
Yes.
Why not?
Daniel should beat Wardlow. Why not? Yes.
The thing is, the only problem is, where does that leave Wardlow?
That's
like for me, it's like more
and have him run through
everyone.
But then we've already got Will Hobbs for that though.
Yeah. Look, do you know what I was thinking? Yeah. Do you know what I was thinking?
I forgot about
it.
Have Will Hobbs and Wardlow come into the ring together?
Oh, bruv.
Yeah.
Time ago.
So that's already dead.
But Will Hobbs now is at a different level. So if they'll split now, I think Will Hobbs might smoke him.
Just to add something to your point here, there's also too many heels now in AEW. You see this new heel faction. Lee Moriarty's now heel.
I don't know.
No, but the thing is, the majority of them are scrubs, so it's not. We don't actually. Yeah. Because majority of them are scrubs, isn't it? Like we don't know.
Okay, the top AEW guys, a lot of them are faces. But I forgot what I was gonna say. Look, because I was thinking, this was before obviously CM Punk went and did fucking dissertation and lecture. I was thinking that cool. Why don't, if CM Punk was to turn here, why don't do a faction with FTR and Wardlow as like CM Punk as a leader of a heel faction? That's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
I would have thought like just do CM Punk as a leader of a heel faction, have FTR with him because they're Bret Hart boys, and then have Wardlow in there because obviously you've already established that CM Punk and Wardlow have a mutual friendship with each other. So.
So to go back on this though, I just wanted to ask a question. Don't get mad at me, please. So would you say Kenny Omega is the best in-ring wrestler you've ever seen?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Not for me personally, but for me he's up there.
One off.
I can say he's up there. He's in my top 10. I can say he's in my top 10.
Can you mention your top?
Even me for even saying
top 10 favorite wrestlers or top 10 you've ever seen?
In-ring I've ever seen.
Let's make some blacks, man.
Wait. I don't like his style of wrestling though.
No, which is fair.
I can respect.
I
can respect what he does.
Let's make some noise for Summer.
It's 10 or 9 though. It's 10 or 9
His
though.
charisma gives me like a bit like The Rock.
No.
His charisma, like even like when I mean charisma, I mean in terms of like the way he.
The thing with him, is when he throws those, when he does those snap suplexes. It's
oh my god,
those snap suplexes are
I love that. I do because I like Benoit because he's always snappy and it's quick. But the way Omega does it, it's quick.
Even his entrance now. I don't know if he's. I'm only clocking in it now. When he walks out, he's talking to the camera.
Yeah,
he even walks out with his neck like that.
He's been doing that.
It's like he's sucking it. He's breathing it all in. I love it, fam. Hey, chill.
The thing about Kenny,
I think for me, the kicks and that, I don't really feel that. I just feel like the way he does certain moves and how effective it is, and you can do it so. It's crazy. Like, it's
for
mad.
me, like the reason why I like Kenny Omega, I can't lie. Yeah, I'm after saying.
And I think that's why I liked AJ as well because of that kind of.
He surpassed AJ as my favorite.
If you
he surpassed AJ as my favorite. Like AJ's my favorite of all time, but I just think like.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think for me, as my personal favorite, I think Kenny's like surpassed AJ. And
But that's only
like,
because AJ now, though, innit?
No, but it's because I think what Kenny provides in the ring for me, if I want like a deep story-filled match, he can do that. If I want a classic epic, he can do it. Not to say AJ can't, I'm not saying AJ can't, but I'm just saying Kenny for me, in terms of like my preference, because at the end of the day, we all are dictated by our own preferences and biases, innit? And the stuff that I like in the ring, dynamism, speed, explosivity, moves that actually hurt. And I feel like Kenny's moves have impact. Majority of them have just
those V
impact.
triggers.
Those V triggers are nuts.
They look brutal.
V triggers are nuts. So yeah, for me, it's just like.
And when you're in the building and you hear those, they are so loud.
Yeah, like, I've heard it live. And
oh my god, they blow the roof off. That's how loud they are.
I can't.
Yeah, the V trigger, like V trigger is my favorite signature move of all time.
Yeah, I think that's mine too.
So remind me what it is when he does the kick.
The
bicycle knee.
The knee.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Like,
God, I respect
it. Sounds like it sounds like a gunshot.
Yeah.
It's like, bah, oof.
And when you watch Muay Man do that in real life,
Yeah, it's not a
head
joke.
gone.
Do you know what?
Nose gone.
I've actually seen, this is the match catalogue. The guy's got so many. It's like, and I love Bret, but I've actually seen more Kenny Omega matches than I've ever seen Bret Hart matches.
I won't lie, the best in-ring performer, I'll say it again, is Eddie Guerrero for me. But Kenny is, yeah.
Eddie
I'll give him
was
respect.
great. I think Eddie, that run he had at the end of WWE when he was top guy, I think that run's overrated. Like, I think it's really overrated. I think
After he lost the WWE title.
No, I think his work was good.
Apparently, he's very serious.
Good. No.
Wow.
No, I hear it though. No, good.
Go on, this piece. I want to hear your.
No, I want to say this about Eddie Guerrero because I love Eddie Guerrero. I think he's a great wrestler. But I think when did he? It was 2004 when he won the belt, right? You pass that around.
Yeah, that run was wasn't really memorable.
No, it's like, you know what it was.
What, when he was coming for the title?
When he won the title.
I watched Eddie Guerrero when he was in his prime, when he was an amazing wrestler, and when he was in that main event picture, his character work was fantastic because he got it at that point. But his in-ring work, I think, because he was in a lot of pain, and he wasn't. I mean, even at that point, he wasn't happy with his performances because he felt he couldn't do what he used to do. And I watched those matches, and he was so big as well. That Eddie Guerrero that was working wasn't the same Eddie Guerrero to me. And as good as you might think he was, and it's good that you think that, he was never happy with those performances.
No, I can understand.
And the pressure that he was under to perform as well was immense. He was really suffering through that whole period because when he was on top, business went down, and in his mind, he had to do way more, and
he wasn't the guy that like everyone in terms of like. Typically, Eddie Guerrero, he's a smaller guy, he's not like, he doesn't fit the mold.
Even when the Radicals came in, they never ever saw him as the guy. They were looking at
No.
Saturn.
They didn't want him. Jim Ross had to.
They were looking at Perry Saturn.
Yeah, 100%. I agree, but I feel.
No, don't get me wrong. Eddie Guerrero for me in ring.
I know what you're saying.
great.
I know what you're saying. No, I know you're saying
one
he's
of the
great
best.
overall. I know you're saying
But
that.
that last run for me, especially for me, I can't watch that stuff anymore because I watch it and I watched those. Even back then I was watching those matches and I was like, "Fuck, man, this guy."
So what would you say
he's hurting.
Eddie's prime was? Like, what would you say Eddie's like?
94 to 98. As soon as he had that car crash. No, that's a lie. 92 to 98. That was his prime. When he was the main event guy in AAA, him and Art Barr were a member. They had a faction called Los Gringos Locos, and they were the best tag team in America at that point. They were amazing. Art Barr was fantastic. Art Barr was he got the frog splash from Art Barr. Art Barr had an amazing frog splash, but they were fucking great heels. They were like best heel act in the business at that point. And ECW run was fantastic. Even the WCW run, until he had the car crash, his life changed at that point. It's when the drugs really took a toll on him. And then he went to WWE and, he got fired for that same reason. He came back and his character just evolved into this, that amazing character.
Even before that, when he came back with a mullet, I think for me, when he was feuding with Ric Flair and Stone Cold.
For
me, that was my favorite. That was my favorite period of Eddie Guerrero. I think for me, if he had carried that, obviously it wouldn't have carried on for long, but that period for me was probably some of his best work.
He was great,
Like 2002. 2000,
he was great.
2000s, 2002. Even
2002 when he came back.
SmackDown tag matches.
Yeah.
When Heyman was booking.
I
forgot about that.
SmackDown 6.
He had a really good 2002, 2003.
Him and Chavo.
Yeah. And then in 04 when he won the belt, his body just it broke down.
I know. He didn't need to do much, I guess. Because I guess at that time he didn't really need to. I think it was more character work.
More comic relief.
Him and Chris Benoit were built differently. And when I say that, I always go back to this Dave Meltzer story where they were in Japan and they had this match. It was Benoit and Otani against Koji Kanemoto and Eddie Guerrero. And Dave said it was an amazing match. They went to dinner afterwards, and all those two guys could talk about was things that they messed up during the match, and that no one would notice. And he said that the dinner was just depressing.
Fucking
because like
Perfectionist.
They were so down on that match, and they were saying the match was great. You know what you're talking about? And it's like, no, and it was a bad dinner just for that reason. That shows you the level of intensity that man took in their work. You know.
Definitely, man. Big up Eddie, man.
Yeah, big up Eddie Guerrero.
And you know what? Fuck it. Big up Kenny. That's me saying that. Big up, man.
Make sorry for some blacks, man.
I said Kenny said, I'll never thought the day Kenny would be on top.
I don't thought he'd be on top.
No, it's my top 10 though. But you know what it is? It's like
from the episode, right?
It's like
it's a whole year from Kenny Omega episode.
Yeah, but you know what though? It took me a while.
For my life,
it took me a while. But you know what? It just took me a while to understand that how good he was, and watch a few matches on how good he was. Then the absence. Then the absence of him not going is like, raw. There's something missing, you know. And then when he came back, you're still doing the same moves effectively. And then I started to appreciate little things he's doing, and I was like, you know what, I like that.
And now he's suspended.
Like the snappiness. And now he's suspended.
Yeah, he's suspended.
But it's good though, because that means we don't get to see the trios title. And to be fair, they're meant to be in the background anyway. So let us forget about it for a little while. Innit? I don't mind. But hopefully they drop the belt like in the next month or two.
Big news.
What you
week,
think?
Big news.
Have some bangers and then drop it, man. I don't want to see Kenny Omega in the trios.
Tonight, bro. I'm watching that first hour of Dynamite.
I think he's done it for a while. Just have at least have a good run with the title and then drop.
Have a decent run. They don't need to. Because once they lose it, then what happens to it? Who's going to win it for? Who's going to beat them for it? Nobody's going to care about that belt once they lose the belt anyways. That's why I didn't think they should have won it first. I feel like they probably should have had a few different teams, and then once they win it, it can be a big deal for that period.
See, I don't know if they were ever even supposed to. I always thought that the feud was going to be them and Cole and them. Like, I always thought that Cole and them were going to win the belts, and then the Elite would chase. Fish is gone. O'Reilly's got neck surgery, so he's going to be out for a year.
Fuck.
And Cole has got concussion issues, and he can't come back until he's cleared. And I don't know.
So what is it? Is it going to be a dark period for AEW right now?
No.
There's still
They're
just going to bring a lot of jobbers to job.
Have you seen that roster? Yeah, how big that roster is. They've got more than covered. They got rid of the Bucks and Kenny and CM Punk now. They've still got Moxley and Jericho and Danielson, and they've still got all these,
Remember, they've got two companies, innit? So they'll be defending Ring of Honor belts and Athena.
You've got.
Athena put on a good show, don't you?
I enjoyed that match. I said it on the.
Jade.
Quick question: why did Jay do that? Why did she stand in the ring like this?
Why did she bend over?
I got a video.
You actually got the video? You saved it?
I said to the group chat.
Swear, I didn't see it.
I said to the group chat. I was like, because I was watching All Out back.
I lost my mind.
That drop kick that Athena gave.
Why should you do this? Why should the ring stand like this? Look.
I didn't even notice.
Got
I don't know. What was you looking at? Like?
No, do you know all of us?
I'm roasted!
We're looking at the wrestling ability.
That was weird. We're watching
dirty dogs.
Guys, we're watching this live stream, yeah? And after...
You know the fucking... I said to you, man, if I ever see you, I'm gonna start taxing you, man.
We were watching the live stream together, yeah? And I think Mex goes, where's Jade gone? And we look... She's standing there. He got back to the ring.
I was baffled. I was like, why she arching her back
Bro,
like that?
she was standing there. Look, have you seen him?
It was mad familiar, fam.
Bro, she was just standing there like that. Like,
Do you not see that?
Gay.
she was standing like that. Like, happened.
Drop my lids on. Oh, there. Did you not see that drop kick that
Oh yeah, I don't know what
Athena hit?
What the hell?
That was
bad. Onto
She hit Layla Gray.
Oh, Layla Gray. Yeah, Layla Gray was sent to the shadow room.
We haven't seen her since.
Yeah.
That was a good match.
I said it at the stream. Where's Layla Gray? Where's she gone?
Do you know what that means when you get sent to the shadow room?
She was gone after that. She was right. She was gone after that.
Gone, shadow room. Finished.
By the way, while we're on the subject, I've been here for a few weeks. I just want to say, I was talking to NK about this as well. I just want to big up Chris Jericho because politically, me and the guy don't see eye to eye. But I just want to say that the guy has been working amazingly well for this year in general, especially.
Chris Jericho's been doing his. He's been shutting up the naysayers, myself included.
Let's make some noise for my goat, man. Let's make some noise for him.
He's been shutting up naysayers, myself included.
What bad matches has he had in God knows how long?
He's had
bad matches, yeah.
Bro, he had a banger with Eddie Kingston. That was a banger. Obviously, he had the banger with Moxley. Anarchy in the arena. Bro, Jericho.
I forgot about
War
that.
Games was good.
War Games was good. Blood and Guts, like, bro, Chris Jericho's been doing beats.
The match with Danielson's good. It was long, but it was a good match.
Too long, but it was a really good match.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, big up my goat.
And he's been great. And also,
And then match with you as
And
well.
yeah,
that was good.
Yeah.
And he's a locker room leader as well. I don't know why CM Punk thinks he is, but
Pick up the trash. Have you seen that?
Oh yeah, I remember. That's a good,
Yeah,
that's a
CM
good
Punk,
episode.
I
of that
mean,
show,
Chris
actually.
Jericho's actually been outside. You know what I'm saying?
Jericho's been great, and also I want to say as well, the guy he is on the forefront for AEW. It's like the guy is always there. He's there. It's like, you know, he's not.
He could never.
Did you not see
He's
the
a
press
work.
conference? I think it was when Jericho was talking to TK in the press conference. He's the one who told TK there was a fight outside.
Yeah, he said he said his action outside.
Yeah, he said that's him outside.
Yeah, Chris Jericho is AEW. He is proper engulfed in AEW. Not saying he's going to work there forever, but you can tell that he takes that job and that company incredibly seriously.
Which is good though.
Because he was he's the foundation.
He's the guy.
He's the guy.
That was the first guy to sign.
No, deep it. AEW doesn't exist without Jericho versus Omega.
100%.
It doesn't exist.
Is it the second guy they signed? Because I remember Hangman Page, Pac was first, isn't it?
no, Pac was first.
Hangman
The
was
first guys that they signed was actually first one they signed was Nick Jackson, Nick and Matt. They were the first two.
Yeah, they
guys
signed the
they
thing. Then who's after that?
Then Cody, and then Hangman,
Then Chris Jericho
and
came
then
up.
Daniels and Kaz.
SCU!
They were there, and then Trent and Jericho came after. Jericho was a couple weeks after. And then Omega was in February.
Yeah, Omega was the big one.
I remember
Yeah.
that was when it was nighttime, innit?
Yeah. They got
Well, yeah,
MJF. They worked a deal with MLW to get MJF. MJF didn't sign at the beginning. He signed later.
And he came in as Cody was like
Yeah, the whole time he was there, he was signed to
He's the
MLW.
goat, crazy.
Go on.
Obviously in other news, good news. Looks like Clash of the Castle was a success.
Yeah.
Big up Clash of the Castle.
I don't know if you managed to watch it.
No.
I think you enjoy it.
I'm sure I would.
The Sheamus and Gunter
You
match.
know what? For me,
Oh my
that's what I wanted to
gosh.
talk about. That
That's one of my
match for
favourite matches
me.
this year.
That match for me
Listen,
brought
yeah.
back so much like of an old school.
You felt like you watching William Regal versus
scrappy-
Finlay, innit?
You know what? And you know what? You lot can laugh, but I felt a bit of that, and I did, like beating each other up. Physically, slapping, scrapping. No problem. No problem. I was gonna do that. but
You're gonna start texting you niggas saying that.
dude, every time I don't get something, I'll just do that. You know what I'm saying? But for so many,
You're my big bro. You're actually my big bro. That's my brother. You shouldn't say that, man.
you know what is? I just felt like it was just everything I wanted in a match.
NK, that's my brother. Don't do that, please.
It was everything I wanted in a match, and even like the way Gunter was beating up Sheamus, I actually felt like, oh my god, this is a lot. And then Sheamus coming back and then giving it back to him was like, oh my god, this is a lot. You see me in the group chat saying this is wrestling. Man's putting all the man. I just felt fucking happy after that match. I
Imperium's
genuinely
back as
did.
well.
Who?
Imperium.
Yes, Imperium.
Me and yeah, but
Everyone's back here.
Yeah.
Ludovic and Fabian Eichen.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
better run, so they showed Ludovic first year, and after everyone's
His intro is gas.
Gas.
when they done this and the light turned on, pow, the light just turned on.
He's crowd controller, like, bro. Ludwig.
Ludwig Hauser.
Ludwig.
Axel Boss.
Yeah.
Bro, he's.
He is
good.
something.
So you only
And when they introduced, when they panned to Fabian, I was like,
yeah, you didn't see him at first. Everyone was popping for it.
I did scream.
I was like, yeah, we're gonna get a brawl today.
Yeah, I did
And
scream.
even the pop that Butch got as well.
Yeah,
mental.
Man done
mental.
thingy. He flew from the top rope.
Done the
Yeah,
moonsault, yeah. That was a sick man. Just even the stare down that Sheamus and Gunter done
At the
before
beginning. Yeah.
The other man them scrapping.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
that
bro,
was
sick,
even
man.
for me. That was match of the night, man.
The
For
run of
me,
the pause,
that was
the run of the
much
pause
nice
after
as
that,
well.
Sheamus got as well. Nice, man.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that
It's
well
about-
deserved.
As soon as the camera was zooming out, you can see everyone just like clapping and
Yeah.
just looking around.
As soon as I saw that, I said, yeah, this is gonna be this
I can't
Hall of
lie.
Fame.
WrestleMania, I need that. Run that back.
you
Sheamus
know what?
versus
Run it
thing.
back.
Yeah,
Run it back.
Who would you like to see Gunter with next? That can really bring out the
Gunter and Brock. Gunter and Brock is on the cards apparently, but not for the title. But I
Really?
think
I don't know.
not for the title. So Brock said he wanted to fight Gunter.
That would be
I
fucking
don't
crazy.
think they're
though.
bringing back to wrestle. I don't see that.
He's booked for Survivor Series though.
Brock.
Yeah, not Royal Rumble. Sorry, Royal Rumble.
There'll have to be an encounter.
He's on the.
I think an encounter will be
the
okay. I don't think a
If
full-on
Brock says he
rivalry
wants to
right
do it, then
now.
that match's gonna be a fucking barn burner.
I would want to see
If that's
Gunter
the case,
versus
but I
Drew.
don't know.
Yes.
Gunter versus
Them man
Drew.
beat each other up, fam.
But I don't think.
Gunter
Maybe
versus
that's,
I think
maybe
they've
that's
crossed
my
paths
opinion.
before.
Things on SmackDown now, by the way. Braun. So Gunter and Braun might buck each other.
They will.
So
They
That should be
probably will.
fun. That should be
I
fun.
can't lie. Braun and Gunter will be a mad match.
Oh, 100.
I don't know how it's gonna end, but it'll be a mad match.
And I feel like Gunter looks more like physically scary when
he's
now that he's got shape.
Now
that he's in shape, innit?
He's like
it's the way like he slugs around. Like he's like a final boss. See when you've got the final boss to like the red part like that, and the boss is like moving like this. You're still trying to get rid of him, but he's not. Do you know what I mean? The way he was, it's crazy, man.
Seth versus Matt Riddle, that was an amazing match.
That was a crazy match. That was a crazy match.
Seth knows how to get.
Seth is a genius. That's what I'm saying. He's a genius in the ring, and how he basically used Riddle's emotions. I like the way they played that out in terms of he pissed off Riddle. Riddle got the chair, stomped him, then went to the top rope and then stomped him again to end the match.
What was it? Did he do a curb stomp? You see when he goes on the floor and he bangs the floor and he turns around? Yeah. That the Viper thing, there's a taunt that he does. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about?
What, when he does?
Yeah, he done that. And after,
I know what you're talking about.
What did he do?
Who, Seth?
He done the curb stomp, innit?
No, he tried to do RKO.
He tried to do RKO.
He did I think he did the DDT though.
But was it?
He done the DDT, yeah. And then set us up to the thing, yeah.
But that match, I thought that match was good.
That shot of thingy range looking into the audience, and after I think he was doing like an orchestra thing after the camera was zooming out.
Yeah.
After everyone was just sick, man.
Yeah, the camera work for Castle of the Castle was
great.
Dope still.
Very good.
Remind me of watching that Japanese promotion. Like even the way that the match started, they zoomed in.
Yeah, zoom in. Yeah, the whole
No, it wasn't too much cutting like before as well.
I liked it.
It wasn't too much cutting.
Roman versus Drew was good as well.
Yeah, that was great.
Heartstrings.
I think that was Roman's best match this year. Like one-on-one outside the stipulation.
Did it feel like a World Cup final to you?
Yeah.
I thought like it was England.
It was a proper big match.
It was a World Cup final for me.
We thought it was coming home.
I thought Drew was going to win.
I thought when I heard what's it called, Broken Dreams, I said,
it's his time.
It's his time.
If you guys don't watch the match, you want to watch it? Or you want to talk about it?
No, I checked the odds because I was teaching certain people in the group chat how to gamble. And and I was looking at the odds, so I saw that Drew wasn't going to win. But I don't know, I heard the presentation was fantastic. Should have called an audible and just had him go over, but whatever.
I found that match crazy. That was crazy. I actually thought shit, like Roman could actually lose, and then I saw his fucking other cousin. I just thought, wow.
About time, man.
How the hell have they brought him out of nowhere now?
Well,
that's crazy.
Sick.
Like the thing with Triple H, what he's doing, he's bringing things which are not normal from WWE. Like
the conventional booking ways?
Yeah, the booking ways and the surprises. You know what? I'm so used to South Formula.
I don't have facts to say. I just find it amusing that people are kind of crediting him for doing basic shit.
Like that's what I'm saying. No, it's right. You know what it is, bro. You know what it is. It is basic shit because, like I said, the way WWE has been carried out in this era, it's been shit. Fuck it, I'm saying. So it's been shit. So now I'm seeing these things. It's like, oh my god, this is bringing back the shit which I loved. That's why I said I love this shit. This is the shit I love. And you're bringing things which are making me say, oh my god, this is a surprise. I'm gobbed and I'm shocked.
Do you know what's great? I had people telling me that the Walter and Sheamus match, it was like an Ishii match, Ishii and Goto or Ishii and Shibata, and I heard that and I was like, how good is it that WWE have different types of matches on their shows nowadays? There's not this one fucking match continuously. You don't get that same match. Like the Miz will have the same match as whoever, like I don't know, you name a wrestler, they'll have the same style of match. It's like whoever the agents are.
Everyone's in
people
different
have
things.
You have the same style match, and it's like Triple H has come in. It's like now you've got Rollins and Matt Riddle, and then you've got your big WWE style main event match with Drew and Roman with the false finishes, and they kick out each other's finishers, and the screwy ending. That's what WWE are really fucking good at. Those high impact matches where everyone kicks out of each other's finishers, which was so fun to watch. But and then you've got this bruising match with Sheamus and it's like it's fantastic that you get variety now. It's like, and that's what wrestling should be. Wrestling should be like a buffet. You got different. It's like you watch Dynamite and you got your high flying fucking Ray Phoenix high spot match, and you got your Bryan Danielson classes, and you got your street fight, and it's like there's so much different styles, and that's what wrestling should be instead of that one match. One guy likes a match, so everyone has to do the match, and that's shit.
But how it was in the 90s, isn't it? Olden days, like WWF Golden Age. I thought all the matches were the same.
Well, pretty much.
To
some degree.
Pretty much, but
unless you're Brett.
Unless you're Brett.
Yeah, pretty much. pretty much.
But yeah, it's great. I mean, people tell me that the show is much better, which is fantastic.
I'll go next year though.
It felt good to just have that old nostalgia, that old. Yeah. Okay, this is what I want to watch. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I can sit down and watch this.
I felt like watching a pay-per-view in like 2002, 2003. Like, that's how I felt like watching WWE pay-per-view.
Is that the best WWE pay-per-view this year?
No.
That was a stadium show, bro.
I mean, I mean, as in like the vibe, everyone was like.
Was this the best?
SummerSlam
might have topped it.
WrestleMania night, SummerSlam was cold.
Yeah, SummerSlam might have been.
I'm stuck. When did Cody come back?
WrestleMania
Night 1.
No, it was night one.
I'm stuck between WrestleMania Night 1 and SummerSlam because even day one was freaking sick as well.
I haven't actually watched
Day 1 was sick.
The match with Brock and
that final match, that 6-man match was.
So far, besides Royal Rumble, every WWE pay-per-view has actually been good.
Yeah. They've done well.
SummerSlam, but I think Clash of the Castle probably top 5 WWE pay-per-views.
Yeah.
WWE really done well.
And just the atmosphere alone.
And Raw's supposed to be a better show now as well.
Raw's been
3 hours, so they can't help that.
Things that they go
Just watch the highlights.
Things that they go Sunday.
I just watched the highlights.
Dominic said they go Sunday.
I couldn't watch.
Oh, you see Dominic's turn.
You see where he walked to the ring.
I've seen a lot of people discrediting that car. Why are you crediting him?
Dominic's hairdo is suiting his attire.
No, bro, he looks very believable. Like I'm looking,
he looks like Eddie Guerrero when he was part of flipping the Radicals. Bro, see when he walked to the ring.
Yeah, you're looking mean. You're looking a lot meaner. You know. I was even talking to my chiropractor, literally, because he watches wrestling, he follows us, you know. I'm saying, big up you. But yeah, he was talking about how Dominic's demeanor's completely changed, and it's bringing that character, and I feel like it could push the Judgment Day, but I don't know where it's gonna go. That's my only thing.
I mean, if Rhea Ripley was to choke you as well, would your demeanor not change?
Well, my life will change. Not demeanor, my life will change. My life will change. There we go. Yeah.
You have to add romantic music underneath this bit.
My life will change, I'll be honest with you. It will change. But anyway, like I'm trying to say, I just feel I need to know where the Judgment Day are going to go next. Yeah. Obviously, after this whole, you know what's going to happen. Him and Mysterio are going to have a scrap and whatever, father-son beef. Okay,
he's going to retire his dad.
Those things, like
that's predictable.
Yeah, this father and son dynamic. I've never been interested in that kind of. It's like brother and brother. It's like no one's going to buy that.
Do you know what I mean? It's predictable. It's now. I just want to see what happens after that.
Cody and Dustin did a fucking great job, but that was a
they've
great
done
match.
it well.
But every time Jeff and Matt.
It was always.
I feel like the earlier stuff when it used to be more so exhibitions as opposed to like feuds were good.
I remember.
So like there's stuff in like 2000, 2001. Yeah. But when they started actually feuding each other, I was like, this is actually terrible.
I remember the Jeff and Matt feud was about. I saw it was about a pet.
No, I remember Matt burnt the house down.
Yeah.
Whatever, and it's just like.
And the cat was in there. Yeah, Jeff and Matt. Yeah, it was like 2008. I remember that.
So this is when Matt started wearing tights and kick pads.
That's just so W. Remember when Brett came back and he got hit with a car? Do you remember when the whole thing with Brett and Vince are feuding?
Yeah, and that was a shit match.
Yeah. So what has a car got to do with Bret Hart?
I didn't understand it.
2000, you don't remember?
No, I didn't understand it.
Where Jeff was at, my cat was in there, man. Like you burned him, my cat. Oh, wait, this.
The way Matt Hardy turned on
this match was good though.
Well, the WrestleMania one.
Yeah,
with the chair shot in it.
I thought that match was dead. That match was so quiet.
When the black spandex.
That one again. No, but I can't lie. The video for that was cold.
Oh yeah, I think it was a ladder match.
That match was good.
No, but the video for WrestleMania was cold though.
The video
was cold.
WWE can sell a match between Mark Henry's son, The Hand, and
Mae Young. Shit, no.
They can sell it, bro.
The video was sick, but the video didn't replace how shit the match was, fam. The match was shit.
WWE can sell you on any match. They can put fucking Tony Trammell versus fucking Vince McMahon. It has nothing to do with each other, but the promo will be amazing.
You see on Saturday?
What?
The promos, every single match.
Bro, every single promo, bro.
Hey, listen, you see back in the day where WWE did this thing, yeah, where someone gets hit and there's like an impact on the screen. So say if it was like Stone Cold hits The Rock, and the camera
will have that white flash.
It'll shake a bit. Bro, they were doing that bears. It was nice, man.
So what? Broken Dreams is Drew's new thing?
No.
It was like an intro,
they teased it to basically introduce him coming into the ring and his journey.
When did this time come out? It was there. They showed his journey, him and IPW, IPW, all around.
FCW,
all around.
His early when he first came to WWE.
Yeah.
And then he obviously went into his new theme. So the vignettes were good, man.
The match was good. The pay-per-view on the whole was good.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Dawkins is rapid. I don't know where he's got.
Make some noise for Dawkins, man.
He's fast.
I've seen him
He's fast.
Man, he's gone.
Dawkins, he's improved, man. He's improved. He's getting better and better.
His partner's really good.
Montez is a different level.
He's really good.
Madcap, I didn't really expect him to be that over. They fuck with him. Madcap Moss.
Yeah, Madcap Moss has always been
He was
over.
lifting the roof, bro.
No, but I didn't expect him to be that over.
You know what it is with Madcap? Yeah. I still need to adjust him to get used to. I still need to get used to him. Even all this time.
His name's called Riddick Moss, isn't it?
Yeah, Riddick Moss. He was with Tino. He used to be with Tino Sabatelli.
Yeah.
Mandy Rosie's the snitch. Yeah, the AEW snitch.
Tino Sabatelli, that guy's funny. Fam. What was that? Used to be one show on the WWE Network about
Confidential.
No, about NXT.
About NXT.
Yeah. I remember that. And that Tyler Breeze in it.
Yeah.
They were doing that. They were just going through the wrestler's journey.
I think I know what you're talking
Tino
about.
Sabatelli was one of the main guys
What
still.
show is that called?
And then the guy with the alligator.
What's his name?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So how he changed his promo.
Is it on the work? Is it on the network?
Something Kruger or something like that. No, it's not Matt. Yes.
Something.
He used to be on the network. Yeah.
Adam Rose, when he was
Adam Rose, yeah.
South African.
Yeah.
And after think, I know.
Yeah.
Well, he's South Africa, but when he played that like the alligator man or whatever, and then he changed into Adam Rose. Yeah. And they had what's his name? Tyler Breeze in it as well.
Yeah.
I can't remember the show.
What's the show? NXT show.
Or a show
You'd have to
basically
go
about.
to TV programs or whatever that
I'll try
section
and
is.
find it.
I can't lie though. That on Raw though, the Strowman return got me, man.
Oh, that was good.
that was
I wasn't happy he came through to that tournament though. That was a big tag team.
That was a good match as well.
He didn't just squash everyone.
And everyone in the match looked good as well. Even what's his name? What's his name? Humberto and Angel Garza.
Yeah, Los Safari.
You see when Kofi kicks in the
I was gonna pin him.
Yeah,
that was
beginning.
good spot.
Yeah, that was smart.
You know when Strowman was doing that run around,
He slipped.
Yeah, he tripped up.
Bro, you see how over Strowman was? Man,
But
even the Hulk Hogan is.
But I've always liked Strowman. Anyway, I feel like Strowman. I feel like this is okay. So this is the big man. Actually, no.
he's filled the big
He's filled the big man spot for Omos. For me.
Almost hasn't even done anything yet.
Over Omos.
Wait, why?
This is anti-black man.
I'm not anti.
Has almost been on TV recently.
No.
Yeah, because he sucks.
That's deep, man. Come on, man.
No, it's the truth.
That's the truth.
No, knowledge. I love it. You say it how it is.
That's deep, man.
No, he does suck.
No, the thing is, yeah,
You only need one giant.
I can't lie.
Only need one.
I'm
Bro
here for
does
black
it
mediocrity.
perfectly.
I'll be real. I'm here for black
hear that,
mediocrity.
I hear that.
I respect it. I respect
We've
it.
had so many of our white counterparts in the 2000s that came that was shit. Mark Jindrak, Luther Reigns, all these men came in. They were shit, and they were here way longer than they should have
Ryan,
been.
remember him?
Oh, come on, man! Don't get me started.
Matt Morgan.
Hayden Rice.
Smackdown Warrior.
Matt Morgan.
Bro, some of these big men were shit.
Snitsky.
So,
Snitsky was alright.
Nathan Jones is the worst.
No,
out of all of
Snitsky
them.
was
All
alright.
Johnny Ace guys, man. All Johnny Ace
Worse.
guys.
Do you know what I mean? At least Omos, he's been to WrestleMania's one tag team match. He's been to high profile matches. Let him cook. Let him at least be shit for 10
like I
years.
said last week, Omos does the job for me. I'm not expecting Omos to do Hurricanrana.
No, that's fine. But I just
Yo.
feel there's a lot more which
Now, hold
Omos
on.
needs to do though, bro.
For Vince McMahon, that's fine. You can be tall. You don't have to do much. You don't have to be any good.
On the Triple H, has to
As
do
long as you're
450
big.
now.
Well, Triple H,
Let's do spiral
there are
tap.
too many fucking big guys in that company in NXT that can probably work. That are probably 7 foot. They got lots of big guys sitting in Florida that are probably really good wrestlers. So when you got this guy on TV who's not any good, and you've got other guys, we'll use them instead. And plus, when you've got more than one giant, no one's a giant. So you don't need him. The dancing guy, the guy that's with Jim.
Janky.
You don't need
He
him.
can go.
You don't need
He can
him.
go. We don't need him. Who's we? You guys don't need him.
Shanky, you don't need him. You don't need him.
Put him in a tag team. Put him back with Veer or something. Like, you don't need
The
him.
thing is,
What's Veer doing? Veer's chilling. I think
he had a squash match like 2 weeks ago. He squashed
Big
some.
up Veer.
He squashed some local.
Drip, you know. He's gonna change.
Yeah, come on, man. Squad up.
Bro, they've got him doing this Indian warrior thing.
he's
It's
gonna change.
boring, man.
He's
What the hell?
If he was,
He's a fucking millionaire. Why does he need to be doing this Indian
If
fucking?
they actually made it.
It's WWE. It's
Fam.
WWE, fam. That should be given to the thing.
Bro, now Triple H is in charge. Make this man do 450.
I think hey,
Give him tights and kick pads. Give him something. I'm tired of this.
You know what it is?
Give him tights and kick pads. They always do well.
You know what it is with Omos, yeah.
Put Omos in tights and kick pads. I
You know what
promise
it's-
you.
you know what
The
it's-
internet will go crazy over him.
You know what it is with Omos, yeah. I feel
I'm almost sapient.
I feel you just need to show more to show why you're this larger than life.
I promise you. You see that they almost climbs the top rope. I promise the internet will do this.
They had that.
The broadcast will rise for everyone, fam.
They had that guy with AJ Styles for months and months and months or whatever, and even
nothing.
watching AJ Styles team with him, they had that match and it was so bad. People sent it to me and I watched it and I was like, you've worked this match on the road for time. You put it on TV and this is what you come up with.
Oh, I couldn't believe it, man.
Needs to go.
That's deep. I had a good match with Bobby Lashley though.
Bobby Lickens.
It was good, but I feel more of the story. I feel like more of the story behind it made it more of a spectacle.
No, which is true. At the same time, there's only like, okay, cool. We've been feeding them jobbers for how many months? If we now put him in situations where he's at least getting some stories, then I'm sure people can get behind him. Do you know what I mean? But then, I'm never expecting him to become a world champion or anything, but I just want people to be able to look at Omos and be like, yeah, like this guy when push comes to shove, he is that giant that will put you in your place. You know what I mean? But now people are just looking at him like he's a big jollof rice eater, fam. I don't like that, man. Steve. People are looking at him like he's just dead.
Breaking Ground. I watched a couple episodes.
Yeah,
but Strowman is that perfect guy, man.
But Strowman's had time. Do you know what I mean?
Strowman's been around for a while.
Remember when Strowman first came in? When Strowman first came in and he was part of the Wires, he was fucking shit. He was meant to get into a program with the Undertaker. Undertaker was like, nah, I don't want to do this program. I think he was even meant to work with Brock at one point.
He had a program. Obviously, they had a program with the Brothers of Destruction, the Wyatt family, and the Brothers of Destruction.
Undertaker said,
and then
no, but I can't.
If you give him time, I'm sure at some point he'll be effective. You know what I mean?
Presentation as well, because it would be niggas only started fucking with him when he was flipping over ambulances.
Yeah.
But if you as general manager, you put a big black man in trench coat and multicolored singlet, of course you're not gonna take the fucking guy serious. What the hell? My man's come and the singlet's not even. It's not even even. It's the thing is not skinny. What's the singlet? It's not even.
They need to.
He looks like fucking 50 Cent.
They need to.
It fucking pisses me off.
They need to make him.
You know the G-Unit singlets back in the day. It looks like that.
They need to make him like a monster. Put some fucking tribal marks on him.
No.
What are you talking about?
I'd rather than put fucking him in trash bag level like Viscera. Make him dress like Viscera. I'll scare him. That's the problem. This is Viscera.
But it works though.
Can do Papa Shango again, fam?
Come on.
No, but the thing is,
I don't want to do that.
No. Not Kamala, but like.
I was to come and tell me, ask my sister, my Mr. Travel, no visa.
But you know what? For someone
to come and sing a whiskey.
For someone like him, I don't see no other character.
Jungle music.
But okay, so what character do you think which can work perfectly for Omos? Because this fucking Men in Black suit thing. Get me, and it barely fucking fits you. It's not helping you, bro.
If you had something like Woodlow where man was just silent in a suit and just was it enforcer? I'll take that.
Bro, this is what I said.
For how long is that lasting for?
It could last for time until you turn face, and then I don't know, man. The times we're in. I feel like when it comes to being a giant, you're dated. So just make the most of just be a giant that you can be. You can be. So what?
I don't agree.
So what is it going to be? He can't work. Let's be real. Almost is not that great of a worker. Someone like Braun who. Cool, he can give us the typical giant person, but he can actually work. He's actually having good matches. Of course, he can be a giant for 20 plus years. That's what people are coming to see you for. You can go to different companies around the world and wrestle because even if you don't have the character work to be a giant, you can still go to Japan and still be a hoss and fight.
But in
Almost can't go to Japan. They'll cook him.
WWE,
they'll boot his knee.
You see the thing with
the minute someone like Evil, I think Evil is so fucking shit. Sonada's so fucking boring, but the minute they boot Omos' knee, Omos is fucked.
But you see the thing with WWE. But the thing is, the thing with WWE and all these other indie companies and probably I even put AEW there. Yeah,
Kevin was good.
The difference between WWE and all these other companies, I feel, is that you can get away with being a good in-ring performer. You get me? In WWE, you cannot actually get away with that. You need character, and this is the reason why Omos.
You can get away with not being a good WWE wrestler.
Now you can be a pro wrestler and be good in all these indie companies, and WWE it's not happening like that.
No, of course.
You need character, and because Omos has not got that, you're not a WWE superstar because you haven't got that character, and you're not a good wrestler. It's time to fucking go.
That's up to the WWE to give him the
to go.
presentation.
It's time to go.
Time to go. Omos can stay. Bro, how many wrestlers who have been shit and had no character that stayed for God knows way longer than they should have? Again, Matt Morgan, Mark Jindrak, Luther Reigns, all these men stayed. Them man stayed like 6 months longer than they should have. Them man should have been there for 1 month.
Morgan was only around for about a year and he was gone.
He was there for longer than that. Come on, man. Matt Morgan joined WWE in 2002.
He was there for a while.
He left there like 2005. Mark Jindrak came to WWE maybe 2001.
Where's the Mark Jindrak top?
Oh, fuck that nigga, man. I hate Mark Jindrak.
Oh, here.
Okay.
Colombo.
Oh, Hester. But all of them came in 2001.
Chop Palumbo's alright.
He was meaty.
He was alright.
He was okay. He was a work compared to all the rest of them lot. He was probably the second best.
Okay, I like
Chop Palumbo.
Sean O'Haire was good.
Yeah, Sean O'Haire was the best. Then there was Chop Palumbo. Then the rest of them.
Last man had that right fist. He had to slap that right fist at the right time. Chop Palumbo. Someone will be like, oh, that right punch. He's going to punch, hasn't he?
All you need is smoke. Just do WWE smoke and mirrors. Have man throw man off the stage and the stage pyro.
I said this.
Power bomb in the parking lot.
I said this. History. You see, when it comes to Giants, history can repeat itself. There's no way that certain things that Giants done in the past that almost can't do now.
Listen,
before Braun Strowman, people were flipping over cars. It can be done.
I've said it. Almost needs to get that Kevin Nash treatment, bro. He's a cool guy outside of WWE. They can use that, bro.
No, but Kevin Nash has swagger.
Kevin Nash was
bro,
different.
almost got that as well.
No, but the thing is, what will work to what won't work to his detriment, and I hate to say this, is his accent. I'll be real.
But this is what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. The character can be. Imagine a man talking Yoruba. You get me? Man's talking. You get me? I can't. You know, so mad. Yeah. I can't.
You be racist to your own tribe.
You get me? I was gonna talk Yoruba, but I said, you know what? I'm gonna stop. But I had to stop.
He's supposed to be Jamaican.
I had to stop. But imagine man talking Yoruba throughout the whole thing, and you don't even understand what the man is saying. And then someone, and then you can work. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Blacks in the land of
He could even talk. John Cena. And man done a good job. He was a scary monster. The guy had no teeth.
No, but bro,
he almost has teeth.
He has got teeth.
Oh, fuck.
No, but hear me out, yeah. But hear me out, yeah. But hear me out. Hear me out. Bro, hear me out, bro, yeah. No, but bro, hear me out, yeah. You see, when it comes to Africans in wrestling, it's still a new phenomenon. When it comes to Asians like Arabs and Indians, Mexican people, they've been in wrestling, so wrestling. No, bro. But did that work?
It didn't work. And then comment he's like he's a fucking Nigerian militant man. What the fuck is that all about?
It didn't work.
If Omos was to come, I'm telling you, it would work. Oh, Bobby Lashley. No, it will work.
But hasn't he done promos where he's mixing? Hasn't he done promos where he's mixing English and Yoruba?
No, but it's the American accent. He has been. When he talks on the ring, he talks Yoruba to them in the ring. He does talk.
Blacks.
Let's do things like that.
Yeah. You think the American audience?
Bro, they're not accustomed to Yoruba.
They won't. The thing is, you don't need to gravitate to Omos. You just be fucking scared. You just be fucking scared. You don't have to gravitate. Just be scared of the man. If he don't talk, just be scared. Who the fuck is this man? He don't talk English and he comes and he destroys people.
No, but bro, we're trying to break
away.
We're trying to break away from that, man. We're tired of all of that shit, man.
Because it's
Omos. No, but you're saying no. It's not even just as Omos in general. We had the conversation about this last year in terms of Mexican wrestlers and other wrestlers that come into WWE and they're just been told to have this trope of, you know what, I'm a foreign heel. We don't want that anymore, bro. We want people to be judged on based on how good they are, the contents of their heart and their character. Bro, there's people like Santos Escobar where, bro, that man, he's Mexican. He rarely speaks Spanish on TV. But people are loving him based on the work rate that he does and his character work. He doesn't have to go.
Tell me if Omos has got any of the work rate and the character work.
He doesn't have to, but my thing is we can stray away from being a Yoruba. Like, don't get me wrong, be Nigerian. We're happy for that. But should people now dislike him and be scared of him because he's Yoruba? Doesn't make sense.
Because we're going back to the whole thing here of like, the whole foreign heel shit, and it's tired.
Bro, we're tired of it, man. Bro, we're the same people that are complaining that Raw, there is this dripped out swaggy guy that is on Instagram showing how good of a dresser he is, but he's still coming on WWE to come and shout in his language and be this Indian belligerent caveman. Well, bro, we don't want to see that, man. We're tired of it.
No, I
we know that, bro. Look at people like Sanjay Dutt. Sanjay Dutt was not respected because he's this Indian wrestler. Sanjay Dutt was respected because he's a great worker. Of course, he added a bit of his Indian heritage to his stuff, and sometimes he used to come to the Indian music and he'll do the Indian dance. And but bro, we looked at him like, rah, this guy is representing Indian wrestlers very, very well. Sanjay Dutt's name comes from an Indian actor called Sanjay Dutt. That shows volumes. This Sanjay Dutt's one of the biggest Indian actors in the world. So that shows that, wrestlers, regardless of whatever company you're at, you can be looked at in a particular type of way, regardless of where you're from. Bro, we don't want to be seeing wrestlers come and be like, yeah, they're the foreign heel, they're the ones that are...
He comes in the gorilla skin outfit. Like, what kind of bullshit is that?
Bro, look at Authors of Pain. I love Authors of Pain, regardless of what the bullshit they done. But I didn't like the fact that they weren't allowed to speak English because of their foreign heels. Like, bro, I'm tired of it, man. We don't need foreign heels anymore. It's tired. I want to see American heels. I don't like it because you're American. I'm sick and tired of it. I'm done. That's why I don't like Hulk Hogan.
For me, I just don't know.
Because he's American.
He's a pussy. Omos. That's not an issue.
No, the thing is, for the most part, I hear you, but at the same time, almost to some extent, should still be given some grace.
Yeah.
He has not been wrestling as long as Braun has, and Braun was still extended grace. That's literally it.
I just say, do smoke and mirrors and pyro, fam.
Fuck foreign heels. I'm over it. I'll be real. I'm tired of it, man. Bro, wrestling's past it, man. You know what I mean? We don't need it anymore. Like, don't get me wrong. I hear you. If we were to say this in like 2005, fuck it. Come out to Agbaja and all them, man. If you have to, I'm here for it. But now, bro,
just remember,
I want to dislike you because I dislike you, not because you're a foreign heel. I'm not here for that.
Just remember though, the guys that are really into foreign heels, like Vince and
Maga.
Those guys aren't empowering anymore. I think we're done with that. Like, I really do. I think guys who can't speak English and being top stars in general, I think in WWE, that will come to the foot. It's like they always wanted a Mexican star, but the guy had to speak English. And it's like, how unfair is that? They got Mystico and he couldn't speak English. So it's like, all right, cool, we won't use him or whatever. They got Del Rio, he could speak English, so they went all in with him. And Andrade was someone that they were in NXT. He was high on Triple H, high on him, but Vince didn't really like the way the guy worked. English. So, and he didn't speak English that well. So, don't need him.
And they keep trying to chase for Eddie Guerrero, which is like, bro, you're never gonna get another Eddie Guerrero, man.
Never.
Roosh was one who was on their radar, but he can't speak English that well. And it's like, what does it matter if the guy can't speak English? In UFC,
because it doesn't work for women. Women's formula, they don't have to speak English. Look at Oscar. Look at Ayo, bro. They're barely speaking English.
In UFC, Anderson Silva for years couldn't speak English. They had translators in the ring. He was a big star.
Yeah, huge. Huge.
Sakuraba became one of the biggest MMA stars. I don't think he ever spoke a word of English. Even till now, I don't think he's speaking.
I never heard Fedor speak. No, not English. Fedor
never speak.
He doesn't speak English.
Never spoke, bruv. Let alone English.
Crocop used to, what was it? Left was hospital, right was graveyard.
Fuck it.
Apparently there's a storm outside.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so, yeah. Do you want to ask those things?
Is that separate or are we doing it as one?
Yes, it is one, man.
I'll introduce it. I'm just going to rest for a minute. This is Ask Wresthings, where we get you, the people, to ask us Wresthings some questions. This has been a good episode. Yeah, I'm going to run to the restroom.
I love this podcast. This is from Mex. Who's Mex?
Representing Wresthings.
I don't know, but he loves the podcast.
Trust me. I love this podcast. Do you know where I can donate to you guys to get some refreshments whilst you're recording? Yeah, man. Hit us up on the Ko-fi. So www.kofi.com/Wresthings. It'll be in our bio and link tree. So go on there. You can donate as much as possible. As you can see, we've got all these snacks there today. Courtesy of our guy. Knowledge. Big up you, bro.
Come on, man. It's good cool.
Cheap crisps, I love them.
Lincoln Jack, he said, "Is this the end of AEW?" No, he's actually trying to respond. Said, no, for my actual question.
Kiss their teeth.
Should Punk be stripped and suspended as predicted and reported? Does that make MJF the number one contender by default, or does MJF and the number one ranked wrestler face off at Grand Slam?
I don't even know what the fuck's going on for Grand Slam right now.
Well, that's obviously plans will have to change for that.
When's Grand Slam? Next week?
2 weeks.
Can they do a tournament?
Too
King of the Ring tournament?
Too quick.
Oh, no.
Too quick of a turnaround.
Too quick.
No.
Unless you want to do it AW Dark.
Yeah, I mean, who's number one?
Probably Hangman, isn't it?
Hangman, well, it was MJF, and I don't know after that, but you could do a battle royal and then MJF could wrestle the winner or something like that. I don't know. That's what they did last time.
That.
Yeah. Boy, scramble, innit? They need a big main event for that, though. Because the main event obviously wasn't a main event, but the main event was Danielson Omega, innit? So last year,
they sold out before that match was ever announced. Yeah. But I don't know. They're not sold out yet. High ticket prices this year, though.
Inflation, bro. Cost of living.
Mr. Frimpong asks, it's a question from last week. Accolades aside, who had a bigger impact, the Shield or the Bloodline?
Ooh,
Shield.
The Shield. The Shield were beefing man like Evolution, the Wyatts, you know.
Shield. Yeah. That was a new era. Shield.
100. That was 2013, right?
Yeah. Shield.
Yeah.
Big up Afro, he said, what are you drinking when CM Punk is fired?
I don't know.
And he said, okay. Now time
I said Magnum.
Just,
Fuck any girl in that
that was a banger.
Yeah. Me, I said Magnum.
He said, okay, now time for my real question. How would you guys spin this whole AEW situation to work?
Dog.
I wouldn't.
Dog, leave it.
I wouldn't.
Dog.
Would you guys spin it to work? What will Bill?
I mean, it can be spun to work, but at the same time, I'm over it, man. I'll be real, man.
Don't give a fuck.
Move on.
Just fuck off, mate.
I'm over it, man.
Just fuck off.
CM Punk is a grown man. Ace still, he's a grown man. TK, you're just an
Hey,
Agbaye,
still
man.
eat 3 tons of cheeseburger.
Moving like Mike Tyson, man. Just an
Punk's
idiot.
a cunt. Steele's a cunt. Fuck off.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Ola asked, Ola's Gaming, big up Ola's Gaming.
Big up, bro.
He asked, does AEW have too much transparency for its fans, with its fans?
A bit too much. We know a bit too much right now. I'd rather be in the dark a little bit.
That's not coming from them though. That's not coming
more the
from
media
them.
landscape.
That's.
I just think even in general right now, the way wrestling media is right now, it's just like, bruv, you're gonna know shit.
Yeah. Tony Khan has always been quite transparent. He kind of models himself off of Paul Heyman. He always says that he saw the way Paul Heyman,
I've seen
handled his fan base in ECW, and Paul never really lied to his fan base. He lied to his wrestlers and his employees, but he never really lied to the fans. He always
That is so
tried
funny.
to be honest with them. And Tony Khan, to be fair, has done his best to try and do that over the last few years. Different time. It's a different times. There was no internet back then, and it's different. He had newsletters, but not a lot of people read them compared to nowadays.
I think the difference is now, back then they were all ECW. They were there for the spectacle of wrestling. Whereas now, I think wrestling fans just want to be right. They don't care whether they enjoy it or not. They just more so want to be right on news and right on their predictions and right on this fam, just put your cock back in your trousers and enjoy the shit, man.
Everyone wants to have scoops.
Scoops, everybody wants to be in the know. Everybody wants to be I knew this was going to happen. Fuck off, man. Just enjoy it, man.
That's why even the whole, I hate the word work, because everyone wants to be like, I'm too smart to get worked. Enjoy the fucking storyline, bro.
That's how all these dickheads were saying, they pretend like they know certain wrestlers. I watched that person wrestle. Oh, you used to find out that person was a fucking porn star. Do you remember that stupid boy, one of the monkeys on Twitter? Someone asked him, do you know about this wrestler? He said, yeah. And someone posted that it was a Japanese porn star.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Most fans actually don't care about wrestling. They just want to be right and be like, I knew this. I watched this person's match in 2002. These times the person retired in 1999 and hasn't wrestled since.
I see people using terminologies so incorrectly all the time. They don't understand what they're talking about, and I see it all the time on Twitter, especially on Twitter. Twitter's the worst.
Everyone thinks, you know that page Wrestling Cringe is funny, fam.
I love Wrestling Cringe.
I remember Enke was on it one day, but obviously
he was on it, but for the good for what they said to him.
I was when I saw Enke's face, I was funded, but then I saw the comment after. I was like, okay, cool, fair enough.
I used to send stuff to Wrestle Cringe.
So who is he?
I don't know.
Right, I thought he's a black guy. He says nigga. I thought he said nigga one time.
No, he didn't really. No, I don't think so.
Is it nigga? Oh, that's someone else.
That's probably definitely. Dude, Jordan's Wrestle Cringe. There's fake Wrestle Cringe pages.
There's fake.
There's
fake ones. There's fake Wrestle Cringe pages. Weirdos.
Okay,
there's a Dave Meltzer account that looks just like Dave, and for some reason people retweet that account, because the guy outlines Seth Rollins has been released or whatever, and people retweet it, and it's if you click on it, it's got 50 followers or something. It's not. It's clearly not Dave or whatever, but.
That's
if you're a fan, even if you're a part of wrestling media, critique the product right there, but you're a fan, bro. This ain't the lottery.
Yeah.
Okay, you predicted who's gonna win the match.
And so it's not like you're making money. It's not like you put a bet on it.
Trust me, enjoy the product, my G. and these wrestlers don't know them.
Someone in the group chat won some money at All Out the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who?
I can't say, but
Or peace.
yeah, a little bit of money.
Okay. What, betting, wrestling betting?
Yeah.
I don't know. I might get into that, betting on
I
matches.
don't know what to do. And I'd rather not.
Which one is it? Bet365 or?
Nah, Skybet.
Oh, Skybet.
Skybet.
Okay. Oh, right. Cool. I might jump on that store. Actually, I was going to do it for WrestleMania, but anyway.
Mr. Frimpong asks, do you think this could be the end of unscripted promos in AEW? I don't think that was a promo. That wasn't even a promo.
Sorry.
No,
No,
I will
so
say this: wrestling promos should always, to some degree, should be unscripted. But in this instance, these unscripted promos kind of got a bit serious, and it's always happened. To be fair, guys have always said stuff and backstage.
Oh, do you remember Samoa? I remember Samoa Joe on Scott Hall.
Scott Hall, yeah, that was bad.
That wasn't a shoot though.
That wasn't a shoot.
Nah, that
was a work.
Yeah, that was a work. Like,
Swear.
So even
Cause I thought
Kevin Nash banged him.
no, No, Nash knew that he was going to say that.
Okay,
that
cool.
wasn't unplanned.
For years, these men said that.
That wasn't like Nash has done a few of those though. Nash had a feud with Ric Flair and Roddy Piper in '97, and that resulted in them fighting. Like Nash beat up Piper because of stuff that they were saying back and forth. You know what? No, it's crazy. The same day in Connecticut that Brett and Shawn fought backstage, a few miles down the road, Nash and Piper had a fight that same day.
Fuck you.
Because when Shawn left,
Against Piper.
yeah, because when Shawn got beat up,
Nash.
yeah,
Nash is smoky though.
Piper's a street fighter.
yeah, Piper's old.
And look how small he is compared to
Look how big Kevin Nash is.
Nash is
But you know that night when Shawn got beat up, he left and he went to Nitro that night.
She went to Nitro.
Yeah, he left. He got beaten up and he left and he went to Nitro that
To do
night.
what? Just to go. Oh, that's
To
why
hang
you
out with his friends.
That we can find his missus.
He did. Yeah, he did.
Fine,
His
it's
missus
fine.
was there, but he
That's
went out to hang
actually
out with his friends that day. He
You
left
get
and he
beaten
said
up
he
and going
wasn't
to
coming
chill with your
back.
friends.
He left.
I
That's my hotel room.
I might be bugging. I might be bugging, but weren't man in WCW cutting promos on Macho Man shoot promos?
Yeah, they cut promos on
Yeah,
everyone.
yeah.
Like, it's-
Hogan and
Hulk Hogan and them man.
They cut
The Wally
promos.
Boys.
They cut promos on everyone back
Fucking
then.
twats, fam.
They were all hating each other.
It means Joe Hulk used to cut promo like his
Hulk
body used to be like this.
Hulk Hogan's a prick because I remember the whole yeah, fuck Hulk Hogan. Anyway. Fuck Hulk Hogan.
Mr. Frimpong then asks, final question: what was your favorite match from this past weekend?
Trios.
That
Ro-
trios
Gunter
match.
and
Roman
Sheamus.
versus
Roman versus Drew.
Yeah, that one.
Gunter and Sheamus.
Either Gunter, Sheamus, the trios match, Roman and Drew, and Tyler Bate versus Bron Breaker.
Oh, I heard that
No,
was good.
Ricochet versus Thingy. I forgot Ricochet versus Commander Hayes. That match was sick.
That was a
as
good
well.
match.
I
Do
didn't
you
watch
know what match I watched that I thought was really good? The Acclaimed and Swerve and Keith
That match
Lee.
was very, very
That
good.
was
That match was
way
good.
better than I thought it
I actually
was.
sat down and watched that match. I was walking around a lot, but I sat down and watched that match.
That match was good.
The Acclaimed were
Super over.
way more over than I thought they would have been.
I thought they were going to win though.
They'll do it again.
Yeah.
Should have.
A Grand Slam. I'll do it
Keith
again.
Lee was
They'll probably do
confused.
that. What's it? Oh yeah, Grand Slam. It's in New York, innit? It's their hometown. So.
I think Tony Khan said they're going to do it, but Keith
Yeah.
Lee was bare confused because Keith Lee said, "Why? Why are we doing that again?"
Max Cass is really good.
Oh, yeah, he's good. Yeah, he's good.
No, sorry, not Max Cass.
Oh,
Tony
Bowens,
Bowens.
Bowens,
Tony
Bowens,
Bowens
yeah.
is really good.
yeah, he's very, very good.
Even John Cena posted up. Sorry, I'm trying to. Matt Caster's the one that does the
The
rapping,
raps,
innit?
yeah. I wonder what he's going to say tonight.
Apparently, yeah. People chat. I think those fake accounts, but someone said he's not allowed to mention anything. Like
So what, John Cena posted it?
Yeah, John Cena posted him. Yeah. Do that few. He done that few too.
Even Seth Rollins posted about the match.
Yeah, he did.
He did mention the
He
trios.
spelled
match,
Roxy's
though.
name wrong though.
Yeah.
Whose name?
Roxy.
That's how she used to spell
That's what she used to say in the
right?
Indies.
Oh, as in Roxy. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
cool.
Roxy.
She was Roxy, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Bro,
Bro.
he left at the trios match. But
Well, yeah.
Bro, what an episode, man. We didn't have any introductions. We just went straight into it.
They know who we are. They know our faces.
No, they do.
They know our
Sip
voices.
champagne and
Skull
stuff, you know?
You know what I'm saying? Come on. You know
Champagne sipper.
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Oh, bro.
Wresthings podcast.
They even
I
know
can't
who
lie,
that
you
is.
know what one day we
You
should
know?
do? We should do like a whole drinks champs episode where it just goes, we have bare bottles of table.
I can drink now, so let's do that.
A drinks champ,
Can we
rest
bring-
things drinks champs.
Could we drinking?
I mean, we can sneak it in. Like we. If the cute guy's got chicken,
drink.
you know.
We don't search
It's
on
like on a light day, fuck it, why not?
Guys,
Just nobody do what Earth got you, please.
Just put it in
September.
your put it in your rucksacks, innit? It should be easier to.
September 24th. Hustle is back at Wood Green.
Mason Ness Hustle. Their last Hackney show was amazing.
Make sure you guys go get your tickets in our bio. I'll put in our bio this week. Or head over to Hustle's Instagram, grab a ticket. come and watch it. Number 6 show. The stories are getting better. The talent is getting crazier. Yeah. It's
Tate Mayfair, keep my names out of your mouth, thank you.
Yeah. So out in us as well, man.
Keep my name out of your mouth, thank you.
Everything patterned. Roy Johnson, rest of all. I can't remember the actual date.
23rd.
I think it's
literally the day after.
23rd of Sep.
That's
day
crazy.
before, you mean?
Day before, sorry.
Yeah.
Day before.
What else? South Pro, October 1st.
I'm meant to be dropping Thing as well. Wrestling's House this Saturday.
Wrestling's House.
Are we dropping this Saturday? Should we drop it?
Fuck it, might as well.
It's done, you know. 3 episodes are done.
Fuck
So we
it.
got the first one
Jeez,
this
you've been working.
Bro, I'm fucking
Working.
tired.
Wrestling's House this week.
Shameless plug.
Tomorrow.
Big up Wrestling. I was on.
Wrestling, yeah.
Jeez, big up Kieran.
I was big up Kieran.
I was in the episode still. I was on Wrestling, talking about the Ace of the Universe.
It's good. Good episode.
I need to jump on to
Roshi
this.
Tanahashi.
Were you the noob or were you the expert?
I was the noob.
It was real
yeah,
good.
if you want to learn more about Hiroshi Tanahashi, you know, it's come up.
Is there visuals or is it just straight?
Nah, it's audio, innit? Audio. You find it on the Wrestling channel.
I'll be on there soon still.
Yeah.
Some listen.
What are you going to talk about?
I don't even know yet because I wanted to initially talk about maybe someone from Noah because nobody really speaks about anybody from Noah. So I was going to talk about Nakajima, but they already done Nakajima. So
I don't have to know.
I'll probably double check
it's
maybe
about education. It's about education.
Marufuji
Okay,
or
cool, yeah.
Kawada.
Yeah. In fact,
Even Jun Nakayama. Like,
noob.
Is it like because I'm a big Jay White.
Yeah, exactly. I think they've already done. You can talk about Jay White. Yeah. Someone done an episode on Vader. I'm not sure if someone's done Jay White, but they've spoken about like non-Japanese. Yeah, they've spoken about Gaijins.
Awesome. Big up Kieran, man.
Big up Kieran. You should jump on as well.
Jump on, yeah, you'd be good. Yeah, so about you, boy. You was on Wrestling Observer. What's this, man? Come on. Oh, yeah, no, listen to the Wrestling Observer. How was that?
Scoot up.
No, that was cool. I was on We're Live Power with Garrett Gonzalez and Andrew Zera, so that was fun. We fucking spoke about Clash of the Castle.
Yeah.
Whatever. You know, but yeah, you know, but it was fun. It was really good. My mic didn't work though. It was crazy because I bought a brand new mic.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, as soon as they sent me the link, it wasn't connecting. It was connected before, but it was, and I was trying to get, and I was really frustrated. So when the show started, I was a bit flustered because I'd spent all this money on this mic and it didn't work. So, but you know, it was still fun. It was still a fun time. So yeah. So check it out. We're Live Pal on the Observer YouTube channel.
We'll put in the description.
Yeah, it's dope listen, man.
Yeah, it was real good.
It's proper beaming ear to ear when I was watching it.
Yeah, same. I was happy,
Oh man, this is dope, man.
Trust me, man.
Yeah, I was marking out myself. So I like Garrett and Andrew. They're pretty good.
That's dope, man.
Anything else? About? Royal Rumble got announced in San Antonio.
I think I might go to that, you know.
You might go.
I think I might try and go. No, I'm gonna go WrestleMania.
You gonna be Texas?
I don't know, but I'm gonna try and make sure I'm in Texas.
You
I
got grab a
actually
camera, vlog that whole shit.
Yeah, I actually wanna go to San Antonio.
Also, if you see us at Royal,
Royal Quest, yeah.
If you see us at Royal Quest, say hi.
Hey, but when I said it, bad man, didn't it?
Chill, you know what?
I'll be at Royal Quest.
If you see us at Royal Quest, pull up, say hi, be with the Mandem, you know what I'm saying?
Bro.
TDM in the flash, you know what I'm saying?
NK says he's gonna be signing breasts, so
Huh?
if you've got big titties, he's gonna sign it for you. He's gonna write TDM. He's gonna put the D on top of the nipple, fam.
Yeah, man, cool. There's a storm outside, so we're gonna head out. Guys,
Storm is
I'll let even the camera died. Let's try and reroll.
That's fine. Battle in the Basement. We're gonna be doing another one in October.
Yeah.
We're not gonna be announcing the team captain soon, but
Try and make that one.
But yeah, that one should be fun. If you came to the last one, if you came to the last one, that was dope. Enjoyment.
Don't fucking touch me.
I think the belt with me, no?
This guy just beat me by one song.
mate.
One
In the
song.
basement.
Just one.
But that means it would have to be defended each one.
That's fine. That's good.
I don't mind.
He beat me
I'm a
by
fan,
one fucking song.
I was thinking more of a league thing or something.
A league,
song.
A league table.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can discuss
One song. Just one song.
Your last, nigga.
I think this might be our longest episode
One
ever. You know?
song.
No, you want to do 4 hours?
Yeah.
4 hours? 3 hours? 4 hours?
Like 3 hours.
4 hour podcast, yeah.
Holy shit.
3 hours. 4
3
hours.
hours, but we booked the show for 4 hours. We'll have like the 3 hour.
Yeah.
We'll leave the studio around like 12 a.m. sometimes.
I'm trying to think what
One.
else.
Yeah.
No, that's about it. Wait, when's the 140th episode?
When is it?
4 episodes away, so that's like 4 weeks from now. That's
October.
8th of October.
Yeah, 8th of October.
7th of October. 7th of October. That's 4 weeks from
That week.
now. Yeah.
So 8th is a
So
Saturday.
it's-
And 9th is a Sunday.
That's what I'm saying. It's a busy one for you.
Exactly. What's this guy talking about?
So let me go.
This guy doesn't know calendars.
136. Well, 136, yeah.
NK.
136, 137, 138, 139.
Tribal Chief. 1.
Yeah, 5th of October.
5th of October. That's 140th.
Yeah.
We can do drink champ stab, so didn't it?
Huh?
Brian Pillman's anniversary, 25 years.
Yeah, 135.
Okay.
5 weeks. All right, calm.
Drink champ.
All right, cool.
Well, sign up, man.
Man with useless
Why is this
information.
guy always do this? Look at him.
Oh, sorry. What's it? Episode 136 of
That's
Wrestling
not how you
Podcast.
do things.
How we
Say
do
your
it?
name, bro.
I'll go by the name of Anafi.
Knowledge.
Oh yeah, lift your heads.
That pisses me off, man. Yo, people, it's your boy NK, man. I'm joking. It's Del Boy.
It's laps.
It's your boy Sam Blackser.
Okay.
Wrestling's podcast. You already know the deal. The coolest motherfucking wrestling podcast in the whole motherfucking world. And as we always say, this is by the Mandem.
For the Mandem.
Bow. God bless.
Damn, the iron levels are low.
Crazy.
You just got to the end of the podcast, and if you've enjoyed what you've listened to, enjoyed what you watched, enjoyed the vibes, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next episode. Bow.